Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You know what time it is. It's time for another watch along. Big up your damn selves in the building. Make sure you smash up the likes and subscribe. Big up the chat. We're not going to do a double today. We're just doing the one. All right. PSG Dortmund. I'm going to leave that for today because I need to film a video. And we've got to get back putting those videos out because I haven't really given a Chelsea video since the defeat. And I've got a couple of announcements to make on the channel as well in that video. But we're doing this one. AC Milan versus Newcastle, and we will be there tomorrow as well for Bayern versus Manchester United. So I'm just keeping it on the English teams for now. Just as we start the group stage, keep an eye on these English teams. And the lineups on your screen. We've got some familiar faces as well on the bench for Newcastle. A couple of Cobham talents in Livramento and Lewis Hall as well. So very keen to see how they do. And we've actually been watching a lot of AC Milan on this channel since the start of the season. Watched a couple of games already. They got absolutely destroyed. They got absolutely destroyed against Inter Milan. I was shocked. I thought that'd be a tight game, nip and tuck. But obviously, I backed my boys, you know, the Leaos, the Pulisics to just edge it, Loftus-Cheek. They got absolutely destroyed. So don't know what happened there. But, you know, at this current moment, Milan is blue. And yeah, now they need to step it up and respond. They're at home, Newcastle as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing what their first Champions League game looks like in so many years. So let's go through the chat. We're going to get predictions going as well in a second. But yeah, lineups on your screen. Tonali comes back to play against his old club as well. First time back. A lot of jokes were made about, you know, him missing home, never wanting to leave and being depressed in Newcastle. But to be fair to him, he's cracked on opening day and he scored on his debut. So let's see how he performs today. Let's see if he's homesick or not. All right, cool. Let's get predictions going, and then we're gonna go through these teams more thoroughly. Big up everybody in the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying as well. Actually, I'm very good, brother. I'm very good. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Chukwueze because I haven't seen him once in an AC Milan shirt. Maybe he's made a little couple of off-the-bench appearances, but I've not seen him start. It's been mainly Pulisic on that right-hand side. I don't know where the AC Milan bench is as well. They didn't put the bench up on the Twitter, so I'm just going to find the bench first before I put it out there on the comments. I didn't want to get that wrong. But yeah, the rest of the team, the starting 11, they put there, and that's up and out. But the bench, the official account didn't really want to tweet it, so I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to have to find that, do a bit of digging, see if I can find any AC Milan ITKs. We'll see who else has put that bench out. All right, cool. So let's get this poll up just to get the. I have AC Milan to come out of this group, but it's between more AC Milan and Newcastle for me. I think Dortmund will more than likely for me finish bottom of the group, but it's, you know, you never know. It's a very it's a group of death. It's the most interesting group we have out here. Bellingham leaving Dortmund. How do they respond and repair to that? I know they won, I think it was 4-2 against a 10-man Freiburg over the weekend. How do they kind of get on without him? Adeyemi, really a lot of pressure on him up front. The young kid absolutely blitzed us. Sped past on Enzo in the last year? It was last year's Champions League. But Marco Reus is getting a lot older. You know, there's a lot of more question marks in that team, so I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to get out. But to be honest, there's a lot that could be said for AC Milan's defeat as well against Inter Milan. Is that a sign for things to come for them in this group? Is it going to be difficult? Newcastle as well, their first time in it, so you know there's a lot of learning curves, I'm sure, for them. So I'm looking forward to it. You need a trip with Saeed. Absolutely madness ensued last night on that show. It was insane. Let's see if Newcastle can hold their weight. This should be interesting. Yeah, this is, and then obviously then how they respond to this in the Premier League and whether they can do both, that will also be very interesting. They kind of scraped their way through a 1-0 win there. Wilson penalty over the weekend. I didn't get to watch the game because obviously I think it was after Chelsea. It was after one of the games that I was watching. I think it was after Chelsea. And yeah, I decided to give that one a miss. But I saw that they just scraped through. Actually, no, I think I was doing a watch along for the Milan. What was I doing a watch along for? It was the Milan derby. Sorry, it was the Milan derby I was doing a watch along for, and then obviously Wilson scored just as I was ending that watch along. And then yeah, they carried on for an extra like 20 minutes, but I was on the back end of a long watch along up until that point, so I decided to keep it moving. If this was St James's Park, I might have given Newcastle the edge, but I reckon Milan will take this. Interesting. Let's see. Have I got the poll up? I do have the poll up. I would side with you on that. Especially after what happened in their last fixture. I'd assume that they'd be looking to bounce back. Tomori's back in there. We saw Tomori against Roma. He was a bit rash, got himself sent off. Maybe Newcastle could cause a lot of problems with that defense. You look at Murphy starting, a little bit surprised that Almiron's not there. But then again, I'm not. When Newcastle went to the Emirates last season, was a good example potentially of maybe what they might do today. Is they went pretty defensive. Murphy was out there, did a brilliant job. So maybe it is going to be more of a defensive-minded type performance from Newcastle, what they did at the Etihad as well. I hope not. But like Longstaff in there, Murphy in there, it does feel a little bit more pragmatic from Eddie Howe. It feels a little bit more defensive-minded, a little bit more workman. So workman type performance potentially. So let's see. But I hope they don't do that, because I think they should be trying to take advantage of the fact that AC Milan were embarrassed on Saturday, and I think they should be trying to go again and hit them while they're hurt. So for me personally, I hope that they do come out and be brave here. It's a tough group. PSG's in this group as well. They also lost to Nice at the weekend, so see how they do later on. But they also coming off a little bit of an embarrassment. So it's anyone's group. I have my favorites and I have my predictions, but it really should be anybody's group, this one, depending on how you put yourself out there. Let's see what's being said. Newcastle will top the league. The group, everyone will disagree, but they will. It's being said here as well. What's good? All good. Burn up against Chukwueze. Yeah, let's see how that happens. I mean, I want to see hopefully Lewis Hall and Livramento in this Newcastle team at some point, but they're going to probably be slowly bedded in. They're both very young. Livramento was coming off a massive injury last year as well at Southampton. So I think they're both kind of long-term, and they're not really looking at putting them in anytime soon, especially in these massive games as well. Maybe a couple of easier Premier League games, maybe your Lutons and Sheffield United, you might see them. You don't understand or know why Murphy is in the team. Education is a wonderful thing. Well, Murphy's in the team for me because there's a certain Hernandez at left back who is incredibly gifted going forward. Brilliant ball carrier, likes to chip in with a goal here and there, and certainly likes to double up with Leao. And Leao is going to be the main man for AC Milan. He's going to be the one that's going to be everybody's eyes on him. The biggest threat in that team for me as well. Down that left-hand side, looking to cut in, looking to create, looking to go up against Trippier. And Trippier is gonna want some help. So I think it's pretty obvious why Murphy's in there, playing in that position. Obviously, Almiron's on the bench. And like I said, they're away from home. It's their first game in the group. AC Milan's not an easy team to play against. They got to the semi-final last year. So there's a bit of respect there probably. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully it's not a real park the bus. I don't think it should be that extreme. But yeah, I can and Longstaff play on the is Longstaff going to play on the right side of that midfield or on the left? We'll see how that midfield kind of looks when it enters the pitch. Any Newcastle fans want to let us know how you expect them to look in that midfield with Bruno, Guimaraes, Longstaff, and Tonali, who's going to play on what side, etc. But yeah, that makes sense to me. Angelo balled out. Indeed, I heard. I didn't get to watch the game, but I heard they switched to a 4-2-3-1 under Patrick Vieira, and he balled out, played on that right hand side, cooked. No longer playing that back three. So hopefully they continue with that formation and he keeps playing. Now, the only person I need to see in a team is Andre Santos in that Nottingham Forest team. So let's see. All right, cool. Wilson, Wilson is on. Is Wilson on the bench? I didn't. Yeah, he is on the bench. So yeah, no problems there. I'll never go against a Prem team versus Serie A team. I've learnt my lesson. Tomori, yeah, Chelsea light. I mean, Chukwueze wasn't ours, but yeah, the rest of them in that Jamie were. Oh yeah, I know you were. I just wanted to explain, just in case that person wasn't understanding. You've got to take into account AC Milan's strengths for sure. You've got to look at what they can do, especially at home, and give them the benefit of the doubt and prepare as such. You don't want to leave yourself completely exposed. All right, what else is being said here? So, following on from that, I'm going to go for a 2-2. I'm going to hope 2-2. Is that too bold? I'm gonna have to rain check on that already. I feel like I've already overdone it there, overcooked it. Maybe I should say a 1-1. I would love a 2-2. I'd love entertainment goals going in, but I don't feel like Newcastle are set up to concede 2 goals here. I don't know. 1-1, 2-2. Yeah, I feel like a draw. I feel like a draw because I did watch AC Milan against Inter and they were absolutely awful. Make no mistake, they were really bad. So there is a lot of improvement to be done there. There is a lot of improvement to be done there. But I can see this going one or two ways. I think it could be a draw or AC Milan could just nick it. I'd be absolutely shocked if Newcastle come out here and then their first group game, win. But anything, again, that's not even too far-fetched as well. It's a close game. I expect it to be a close game, much like I expected the Inter Milan AC Milan game to be close. I expect this one to be close, but in football, you just never know, man. You just actually never know. You're saying 3-1 AC Milan. I'm going to go with it does feel like a 1-1. It does. First group game, bit cagey, each team feeling each other out, kind of finding out, the strengths and the weaknesses, who's going to be on point today. It also, because there's a long way to go in this group as well, it feels like just nobody wants to lose their first group game and just, build from there, go from there. Dortmund will maybe be looked at as the team that you could maybe take maximum points off. Let's see. We will be watching the keeper today, more than you can believe. We'll be watching. Newcastle's got Gordon and Isak on. Yeah, that link up on the left-hand side, they've got that. More than you can believe they do. Let's see. Gordon's been impressive. He had a really good performance against, was it Liverpool? When the Van Dijk red card came as well. He was fantastic in that game until it obviously swayed the other way. So all eyes on him as well. Where is Harvey Barnes? He's on the bench as well? I have to ask Newcastle fans, do you feel like your attack, obviously you've got rid of St. Maximum, you brought in Harvey Barnes. He's at the moment kind of a squad rotation type player. Almiron Murphy on that right-hand side. Isak Wilson. Are you happy with that attack? Like, is that strong enough? Or would you have wanted one more person? Because I feel like this team could have maybe added like a Maddison profile in there. But, I was looking at last season, I was thinking to myself, okay, you've got Isak and Wilson as your strikers. If you could maybe get like a Maddison in there, a creative kind of 10, which I don't really feel like this team really has. And then, of course, get your players locked in behind that. Your Guimaraes, Joe Linton's out, injured. Is he? Question mark. He's not on the bench. I think he's on the bench. Barnes hasn't done what I've expected so far, so I'm disappointed, but I'll give him time. It's a big step up for him. Newcastle should attack Theo Hernandez. He attacks too much and leaves a lot of space in that area. Yeah, they might be looking to catch him on the break, for sure. No, he won't be playing as a 6. He'll be playing as the 8. I think I've watched him at AC Milan in the game against Roma. He was absolutely fantastic. Arguably man in the match. Well, who else? No, you know what? You probably have to give it to man in the match. Leao had a great goal in that game as well. He was pretty impressive. It's tough. I mean, they had a great performance as a team. But Loftus-Cheek in the 8, bursting forward, driving forward, carrying the ball, getting away from players. That's where you want to play him, as we saw at Chelsea as well before the injury out in America. So I don't think they're going to be playing him as a 6. But I'm not familiar with the rest of their midfield, so maybe they will. But I'd be disappointed if they do. Yeah, that's how I expected to look. If they swap that around, then I'd be a bit shocked. Don't think they purchased him for that. Newcastle has no experience at this level. Just going through their team. Has Bruno Guimaraes played in the Champions League with Lyon? Maybe not. I'm not sure about him. Trippier, Atletico Madrid, I would assume. Maybe Tottenham as well. Isak, no. Gordon, no. Longstaff, no. Murphy. Yeah, it's not a pile of Champions League. There might be maybe 2-3 players at max that have got some Champions League experience in there. But listen, that's part of the journey. Remember when Leicester came into the Champions League for the first time after winning the Premier League? They got all the way to the quarterfinals, and they didn't have much Champions League experience in their squad either. So, yeah, man, this is what you sign up for if you're a Newcastle fan. This is insane, man. They're going to the San Siro. I know that their fans bring a massive support out there for sure, and they'll be doing an absolute madness in that way. And so yeah, I'm happy for them. Like I said, I'm very happy for Newcastle. I must say, I'm very happy for Newcastle. I know that they've taken a spot and it's just going to make things even more difficult, but I don't have any animosity towards, Newcastle, even when City did this as well. It'd be hypocritical of me to have that. As a Chelsea fan, we got that new money. We started raising eyebrows. People started looking at us funny. So if anything, they're kind of just like us. That's why I call them my oil brothers. So yeah, man, listen, I'd rather it be them than Tottenham or, others like, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United. I'll always be rooting for them over those clubs. So let them do their thing. 100%. I hope they do well today. I hope they win. I really do. Actually, do I hope they win? I do like AC Milan as well. It's a tough one. It's conflicting. I just hope for a good game. I do like AC Milan. Let's see. Barnes crossed it to absolutely no one for the penalty. Gordon won on Saturday. Trips, Tonali and Bruno G. I think they're the only ones. Yeah. And Tonali. We saw him against Chelsea last season. Loftus-Cheek, funnily enough, was running rings around him a little bit. Lewis Hall on the bench. Normally a left-back crossing, but Hernandez is shoot on sight. He does like to get a shot off for sure. He's a very good ball carrier though. He does glide past players quite well. Botman has it with Lille. Okay, yes, it's not too many, not too bad. You're looking at what, 4? Bruno Guimaraes, Trippier, Botman, someone saying as well with Lille and Tonali. So it's not too bad. Let's see. He loves shooting too much. Where do you rank him as like best left backs in the world? That's my question. You got Hernandez. Where do you rank him? Because we was talking about this the other day. There's a lot of great right backs. There's, Reece, and there's Kyle Walker, and there's Trent, and Hakimi, and there's so many great right backs. Left back, it feels a little bit, I don't know, outside maybe Alphonso Davies. You could look at Theo Hernandez. Who else is there? Maybe Balde at Barcelona as well, still very young. Robertson at Liverpool. But in the Premier League, there's a shortage of top left backs. There's not many top ones. I think Robertson is the one that you look at his CV and you say, okay, he's been there and done it. Man City don't really have a left back. They use left-footed centre backs out there. Tottenham, Destiny's still fairly new, young, too early to put him in that bracket. Chelsea certainly not right now with the performances. Manchester United definitely not. Arsenal, Zinchenko, but we know he's not really a very good defender. But if we're talking about world-class left backs, I wouldn't put him in that bracket either. So it's not really many. So he's got to be top 3, really, hasn't he? Theo Hernandez is probably top 3 in the world. Cancelo. Chilwell's been off the mark. Chilwell hasn't really played to his level since the Champions League winning season for me. You can say that for a lot of our players, but since the big injury as well, and then whether or not he can continue to stay fit and be consistent and actually play in his natural position, which the manager's got to do, I can't really put him in that world-class bracket right now. I can't tell you that Chilwell's world-class. We haven't seen it for like 2 years. Let's see. Alphonso Davies is way better. Theo Hernandez is not good defensively. Nuno Mendes is injured. I do like Nuno Mendes. I do like Nuno Mendes. Estepanan. He's good. Don't get me wrong, but Brighton are just one of those teams right now. I have to move with us with a bit of caution with some of the players, because you never know when you take them out of that system. You never know. You got to be careful. You got to be a little bit careful. There are some quality players in there, but I do think as well that the manager and the system that they have is supreme. I think the system is supreme to most of the players within it. There's a few in there like Ivan Ferguson and maybe Matoma. But most of them, I'd say, the system is superior to the actual players, which is not a bad thing. That's the way football's going. You know what I mean? The system is most important. It's not really about having. There's not really many players anymore that have this incredible bundle of individual ability. A lot of players these days are pretty limited, pretty fixated on one particular position or zone. You don't really have these freestylers anymore. So the systems have kind of paved the way. And certainly in the academies, they're trained to play in systems. They're not trained to have this maverick type kind of outlook on the game. Those free roles don't really exist anymore. Juju, how is the mud? Will you be watching Arsenal? Who are you playing? I'm not even taking the piss. Who are you playing? Let me see. Arsenal. Are you playing PSV? I will probably watch Bayern Munich versus Manchester United. To be honest, so everybody's playing their first group game this week. How is it going? It's Newcastle playing City. Everybody's playing their first group game. Is it this week? Just everybody's group one, game one done out the way this week. Because I didn't know if it was split between this week and maybe another week, but it seems like everybody's just playing 1 week. Maybe they've always done that. I'm just confused, but yeah, sometimes they split it. But I guess that's just the knockouts. All right, cool. So yeah, you guys are playing against PSV. I'll probably be watching Bayern Munich versus Manchester United, to be honest. So yeah, I'll probably be watching that because it seems more like a competitive game. I think you guys will beat PSV quite well, I'd assume, and Man City as well later on today. Again, I completely forgot they were playing, but again, they've got a very favourable fixture. Let's put it like that. I expect them to win that too. Fran Garcia, top. I have not watched enough of him to give him. I saw him make a mistake actually this season, which was pretty poor pass. But I'm not going to put him in that bracket. I haven't watched enough of him, so I'm gonna leave it. You hate that word, but Man United versus Brighton was all systems on the weekend. That diamond got figured out in 20 minutes. Like I said on Battle of the North, they had a good start to the game, first 20, and then as soon as De Zerbi figured it out, it was game over. So yeah, let's see. And you know what's so sad, maybe, but you won't like it. But when you take players out of a system and they're so used to following these certain specific instructions, there's very few players, it feels like now, that actually have like a mind of their own. You take them out of those systems and you put them into a team that's a little bit more disjointed, and they don't have this kind of ability to just, have a feel for the game and have a feel for moments and be able to, almost run the game themselves. They have to be told exactly what they have to do minute by minute by minute and action by action by action. So yeah, whether we like it or not, it seems to be the reality, to be honest. Predictions has City 99% chance of going to the knockouts. Yeah, they've got a very easy group, man. I don't think I'll be doing one tomorrow. I've seen the games on tomorrow. I'll probably leave those games, to be honest. Sorry, not tomorrow. Later on tonight, 8 o'clock. That's why I just said I'm just going to just do AC Milan versus Newcastle, because the games later on tonight are, apart from PSG Dortmund, are pretty predictable. But yeah, PSG Dortmund I'm going to leave for today, so I've got a film. We'll just do the one game today. Yes, no, not today. Lawless is on holiday. More cooking is needed. Yeah, Lawless is on holiday, so it's not on. But listen, I got an announcement later on today anyway to put out in a video, so stay tuned for that. I agree with you, man, but I'm in the Prem, most left backs are average, and Estepanan is one of the better ones of an average bunch. I hear you. Do you think that the reason why I'm a little bit cautious, obviously, because I've got Cucurella and he had a great season at Brighton, right? Got player of the year, and then he come out and then certain things maybe didn't go his way, and then next thing you know, he's not even spoken of in that category. So I'm a little bit cautious right now with Estepanan. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. So yeah, let's see how he looks. Maybe if he ends up leaving at some point. Wavy match. I'm going on vacation. Like Saeed, if I win. Andy Robertson is an average. How will you cope watching other teams in the Champions League and next season? Well, next season is a different conversation. This season, I've already made peace with it. I know I'm going to be watching other teams in the Champions League. It's weird. I'm not going to lie to you. It's weird. Do I like it? No. I'd rather be in it for sure. But these are the cards I've been dealt. It does feel strange. But I'm looking at my team now. We couldn't handle Champions League this season. So, even if we were in it, we wouldn't win it. And we certainly wouldn't be able to handle it with the injuries that we have. And that's an ongoing issue that we need to solve. We need to start, we need to almost start figuring out our injury, like repetitive problems and where they're coming from. Is it something in the medical team? Is it something in our preparation? Is it something in our recovery, etc.? And when we figure that out and when we start to get players fit and keep them fit, then I'll think about Champions League. But right now, I can't think about extra competitions. We can't even handle one. Do you know what I mean? We can't even handle one game a week right now. When we can handle one game a week, I'll think about having more. But right now, we're struggling. We are struggling. Let's see. I will indeed. That will actually be part of the announcement. So, so I guess, yeah, in the video later on today, it'll be a lot easier to just go through that. Are you going to Brighton, to do Brighton in the Europa League day in a group of death of Ajax, Marseille, and Athens? Yeah, I will. You know, I'm just looking for good fixtures. It doesn't matter if it's Brighton or if it's Man City. I'm just looking for good fixtures. That's what we want to see, especially in the early stages of Champions League and Europa League. So yeah, I'm not sure who Brighton are playing this week, but I'll take a look. And if they're playing, you know, Marseille or Ajax, we'll take a look at it for sure. We'll take a look. He pisses all over every left back in the league. When he's allowed to do what he does, he does. He really does piss on everybody else. Like, there was now it was analyzed differently between me and Hussein, but for me, when I was watching that game against Wolves in the first half, I kept saying on the watch along, I feel like Robertson's really restricted and he's not getting as far forward as he should, and he's not overlapping, and he's not he's not holding the width. He felt really like a third centre back, and he felt tucked in. And Gomez was, I don't know whether he's inverting or whether he's getting a bit far forward, but he was the one that was kind of, you know, if anything, getting a little bit wider. And I didn't like it. And as soon as the second half started, I saw Robertson getting far forward and whipping in crosses again. I thought, yeah, Wolves are going to be in some trouble here. He had so much space on the overlap. They would work it on the right and then switch it out to him, and he'd be in acres of space and they'd go again. So listen, he's the best we got at the moment in this league, whether you like it or not. How highly you want to rate him, he's the best we've got in this league, one of the best we've got. You know, he's no Marcelo, but he's as good as we got in this league. Did you see? I did not see that. No, I did not see that. Yes, it would be if it happened. I don't. Well, they're not in the same group, so they're playing Athens this week. Okay, cool. I know that Liverpool are playing like Lice. They're playing Lice. I don't know Lice. So yeah, we'll be staying away from that one. Kubo's is so good. I saw his performance against Real Madrid at the weekend. Yes, very good performance. It looked like from him. And he used to. Was he not at one point? Was it him? Was he signed by Real Madrid? I'm pretty sure he was. He was. He never played, but he was. Was he not loaned out? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that Real Madrid at some point signed Kubo when he was a few years ago. Maybe I'm confusing this. Maybe I'm confusing this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. They did. Yeah, they did. Okay, thank you. I thought I was bugging, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're the ones that brought him over from Japan. And then they just didn't use him. I think they loaned him out. And then they were happy to, I think they've now sold him, haven't they? They were happy to sell him. It's like an Odegaard part 2. Yeah, that's actually the name that was just starting to pop into my head, Odegaard. Yeah, didn't really get used by Real Madrid either. Went on loan to Real Sociedad and then came back. Went to Arsenal, did really well. Real Madrid have had quite a few players that they maybe will look back and say they could have used. Odegaard less so, because even though Odegaard is really, really one of the best midfielders in the league right now, you look at Real Madrid's midfield and they've not really missed him. You know, it's been Toni Kroos, it's been Modric, and now Bellingham's coming, Camavinga. But if you take a look at right back, where they have really just absolutely squeezed the sponge on Carvajal, they had Hakimi. A lot of people forget Hakimi was at Real Madrid. They never used him really too much. I think he came through the youth team, but he obviously went to Inter Milan on loan, I think it was, or he was just straight sold, and then obviously he went to PSG. So yeah, they had Hakimi, and I mean, what a player he could have been for them. I think they saw him more as a wing back than a right back, so that's probably why they looked past him in the end. But yeah, could have used him. You know, could have been a successor to Carvajal. Certainly, you know, a lot more dynamic and a lot more energy in him. So yeah, sorry, he went to Dortmund first. That was the loan deal. Completely forget about it. Dortmund on loan. Then he went to Inter Milan and was sold. Then he went to PSG. Yeah, that man's been hopscotching for quite a bit. Was he played for like 3 clubs in 3 seasons or something? Theo Hernandez as well. Was he also at Real Madrid? Was he at Real Madrid as well? I don't remember that one. Yeah, he went to Dortmund on loan. Still got it. Yeah, but even still, they desperately need some freshening up there for me. That's why they've been looking at Reece James over the years, but I don't know why, because he's very injury prone right now. So unless they have a fix, it's a bit of a strange one, as great as he is. Japan national team is actually so good, especially from a technical standpoint. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I mean, I saw what they did against Germany, so yeah, they've got quite a few technical players. Hugh was speaking about it, what they've got in terms of the players that have gone to Celtic. Postecoglou's been kind of recruiting those players before he left as well. So yeah, man, there's some, and I think even when we were doing the World Cup, there was a few players that wasn't even making their starting 11 that we assumed would. I think Minamito was the former Liverpool player. He didn't make the team. There's a few other Premier League Japanese players that I was thinking were going to start and they were on the bench. Trying to think of the names, but not coming to me right now. So there was clearly like strength and depth as well in that team. So yeah, nice. It's definitely, there's some serious talent coming through. Definitely the most talented and technical Asian side right now, for sure. He was our player. We still own 50% of his rights. Okay. That's mad. How's that work? All right. Boca Juniors. Yes, I've seen this link. Tomiyasu was benched. That's the one. Yeah. Tomiyasu, Matoma. Crazy, man. It's absolutely mad. Absolutely crazy. Let's see what else is being said. Kanate. Matoma and Kubo on the wings. That sounds frightening. Really, really does. It really, really does. Chelsea, yeah, almost. But then I think his girlfriend at the time was like, yo, no, we're going to Paris. And then the rest is history. So yeah. All right, let me see if I can find this AC Milan bench. I mean, I'm assuming that Pulisic is on it. Let me take a look. Some Cucurella prop going on. This tweet, I'm going to read it out, this tweet. When City sold Zinchenko, who did Guardiola want? Marc Cucurella. City sold Cancelo in January. Who did Pep want as a replacement? Marc Cucurella. Best left back in the Premier League in 21-22. Most tackles last season for Chelsea. Marc Cucurella. He's been misused as a wing back or centre back. Cucurella is scapegoated when he's actually being misprofiled. He's an inverted fullback. Anyone who watches him can clearly see his passing, especially forward passing, even under pressure, is amazing. He's short, but he has a good aerial dual win rate. His pressing is also very good, sometimes rash. That's very important. I'm glad he mentioned that because he can be very rash and out of position. If Chelsea used him correctly, he would solve many issues on our left-hand side. He is a lot better than Chilwell, but people either don't understand football or they have an agenda. Wow. What do we think of that? Huh? What do we think of that one? Talk! Talk now. I mean, I've said it before. He's not a bad player. And that's why I was very hesitant on letting him go to Man United on loan. I get his wages and listen, what we paid is massive overstatement. He's not a bad player. And I don't think that Chilwell's position should be undisputed as well. I've always said that. I think that position is very much open. We know what Chilwell can give, but we also know what he can't give. Maatsen hasn't really been started there. And Cucurella, don't get me wrong, Cucurella has made some serious mistakes. He's made some serious mistakes. He has, stepped forward and mistimed his tackle or his duel and then completely left acres of space behind him. And that's something that he does quite often that annoys me. And it's probably why he does need to invert a little bit as a left back as well off the ball. So if he does get too far engaged in his duel and he misses out, then you've got like a Levi Colwell kind of to sweep up behind him. But if you look at the pass that he played in the preseason game, and I know I'm going back to preseason a lot, but if you go back to the preseason game where he put that ball in behind for Jackson, that wonderful ball from the midfield in behind, and it was a great pass and it was a great assist. So yeah, man, listen, very scathing words in that tweet, but he is a good player. He's not a bad player, in my opinion. I think he does bad things sometimes, as do a lot of our players, but I don't think he's a bad player. And I keep saying that, I've never taken it back. I was very excited when we signed him, even though we overpaid, because I genuinely thought it would work out. Hasn't at the moment, doesn't look like it's going to, but I thought it would work out, to be honest. Yeah, I was very impressed with what I saw in that season at Brighton. Maybe he does need to shave his hair as well. Yeah. Sometimes it blinds him. Sometimes it gets in his way. I wouldn't be against it. Just a nice little buzz cut or something. You're saying block whoever tweeted that. Did anyone see Burnley's left winger? Proper talent. Won't be shocked if Chelsea bid for him. I didn't actually watch that game properly. I had it on inside. The Big Six was on, and I was on Big Six. So I didn't get to watch that properly. But yeah, I saw Callum Hudson-Odoi's goal, and it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. What a goal! What a goal from Callum Hudson-Odoi. Honestly, 1v1 demon is back. What a finish! It's so mad that for Chelsea, he would just never have done that, right? He never would have scored a goal like that. One of the few things at Chelsea that I criticized, his crossing, fantastic at times. His switch of play, fantastic. Great passer, you know, can see other people and what they're trying to do. But his shooting was always poor. And then he goes and cracks one into the top corner out of nowhere. It's just mad. It really is just mad. You know, it just don't make no damn sense. But hey, it's what it is. It is what it is. I'm happy for him. What happens if you guys go out of the cup to Brighton? What is the feeling around the game? Expect to lose. Worried. Very worried about the game. Very worried. I'm not going to lie to you. But we have to win. We have to win that game, you know. I can't lie to you. We do have to win that game because I want to win a cup. I've said it before. I want to win a cup. We've got 2 cups available to us. I don't think going out in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup will be a good look for a team that doesn't play in Europe. So we need to try and find a way to get through that. But we will have a very tough game, and it will be it will be a very tight win if we do win. But are Brighton even the favourites for that? If they had their players fit, probably, yeah. Probably the favourites right now, unfortunately. Man switching clubs more than Morata. If you're talking about Theo Hernandez, then yeah. And this, you know, he didn't score last season. I think he got 1 assist for Bayer Leverkusen. He didn't score a single goal. So again, it's like goal scoring is really not his thing at the top level so far. And man decided to whip one in the top corner. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Check the news. People are saying I will check the news. I will check the news. Let's see. I've seen Chalobah's personal trainer spoken out as well, but we'll get into that. Let me check the news. Let me check the news because that's what I was asked. Let's see what's going on. If I missed something important. Breaking. John Terry is looking at investing into Chelsea with Todd Boehly open to new investment. Terry and his partners are looking into making an offer for a 10% stake that would incorporate fan investment through the online technology platform Primary Bid. Okay. I'm going to just keep moving with that one. Chelsea are one of the clubs sending a scout to watch Nusa versus Besiktas following their bid in the summer, which was rejected. Chelsea are hoping that Kai... Okay, cool. That's old. Okay. I'm not even involved. I'm not even involved. After the whole NFT thing and all those footballers that got NFTs and changed their profilers on Twitter to a bunch of monkey art, and then the monkey art didn't exist, or the monkey art, you know, stocks fell. I don't know what happened. And now suddenly no one's doing any NFTs, and all of that money somewhere in the world that I don't know. It's just evaporated. I don't know. But yeah, not interested in any of that. Not interested in any of that. I couldn't give a crap. I want to know what's going on in the pitch. I want to know what's going on the pitch. Listen, De Zerbi's doing a brilliant job. But my point is that just because De Zerbi's doing a brilliant job, don't try to almost discredit the difficulties that managers at top clubs have to face that De Zerbi doesn't have to face at Brighton. It's the same thing that happened with Graham Potter in a way. Obviously, De Zerbi looks like he's better than Potter in terms of his setup, and his system looks superior for sure. And he's improved and elevated Brighton another level. But Potter did do the groundwork in getting Brighton from Chris Hughton to De Zerbi. There's a bridging of the gap. And if you don't give some sort of credit to the team that beat Manchester United at home at Old Trafford at the start of last season in the opening day, and he had them 4th before he came to Chelsea, which is Graham Potter. If you don't give any credit there before what De Zerbi took, then it's not really, for me, it's not really fair, right? Do Brighton come up against as many low blocks as Manchester City, as Chelsea? In my opinion, not so much. But more importantly, the politics, the drama, all of those things, right? There's a lot that goes into managing a top club that De Zerbi hasn't really had to deal with. And I feel like you have to kind of make a little bit of a lenience for that and bring that into your thinking, because when he goes to a top club, that's when he's got to prove that he can handle those egos, handle those personalities, handle those fallouts, those dramas, deal with the politics, be able to kind of overrule a dressing room and command that respect and win trophies. And there's just another level of pressure that comes that he doesn't have right now. Right now at Brighton, he is wildly overperforming. Their team is wildly overperforming. It's a great time. You know, there's no pressure on him. He's running the show. Whether or not he could do that at a big club, he will deserve the opportunity if and when he gets it, and then he'll have to prove. And then once he does prove, then it's a different conversation. But right now, he hasn't had that, so you have to be mindful of it. All right, cool. Let's see what else is being said. Participating in fraudulent activities. Yeah, I've got to have a little bit of a not too sure on any of that. I'm just going to leave it because I'm not really aware of what that potential investment is going to do to help us. You know, that 10%, how much money is, if that's of any use to us, etc. What this whole new thing is that he's talking about. What's it called? Pyramid. What was it? Pyramid bid. Sorry, primary bid. I don't know. This is rich man talk. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know. That's not my main concern right now. I don't really even care. Like performing at Ajax because of the system. I think De Zerbi has the personality for a big club. He's mad cheeky in a good way. Yeah, I mean Potter in the end didn't have the personality, that's for sure. So, but everybody thinks they got the personality until you got to deal with the big personality players. And that's something that you don't have at Brighton. You don't have any big personality players that are going to make your life difficult in some respect and are going to try and, you know, maybe potentially overrule you, act out, egos. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not saying he can't deal with it. I'm just saying that until he does, we have to be mindful of, because loads of managers get into this position in like a 5th, 6th, 7th, whether it's your David Moyes or it's your Ten Hag at Ajax, who's, you know, maybe in parallel to what that would be in the Premier League, is again around about that position, what he was doing for Ajax in Holland. Your Graham Potters, they all get into this area. Roberto Martinez. I've just seen so many of these managers time and time again. Brendan Rodgers, right? So many of these managers, they get into this lovely, happy spot, and the jump up is so big, and so damning and decisive. It's defining for a manager's career. So let's see if he can make that jump. People are doing it right now. Xabi Alonso as well. He's doing great at Bayer Leverkusen. Can he make that jump up? Let's see. Let them enjoy themselves right now. Anyway, you know, early days, no rush. He's been doing a lot of hopscotch anyway as a manager, De Zerbi. So I think he wants to stay at Brighton. I know there's a release clause in his contract. I think it was 13 million release clause in his contract that's can be activated in the summer. But I think he should stay at Brighton. Honestly, I think he should stay there, keep overachieving, keep enjoying life, and you know, when the time is right, the time will come. And pick the right club. You know, pick the right club, because and people look at the personality, right? Right now, he's cheeky because things are going well. I always like to judge a manager on what they're doing when things go wrong, because it's very easy to be cheeky when the Twitter account's booming, making fun of Manchester United, when You're overachieving. The fans love you. You're not getting booed. You're not getting questioned. You're not getting. When you are you still able to keep that personality up, or are we going to see a side to De Zerbi when things are going wrong at a bigger club where he gets a little bit spiteful, or he gets a little bit blame game, or he starts to, when those players do start to have a bit of pushback and say, I don't want to do this press, I don't want to do that press, how does he respond to that? These are all questions that we don't have answers to. So, like I said, couldn't be more impressed with what he's done so far, apart from the disrespectful Cold War moment that we had in the summer, but we let that one slide. But how does he move when he's under pressure and he's being given that stress from the fan base, online criticism and all of that? Then we will speak. Because that in itself is a challenge that I've not seen him face. So those are my questions. I don't want to have this conversation because I would be so angry if we sack this manager in 5 games or 6 games or 7 games that I wouldn't be interested in talking about the next manager. I'd be interested in cussing the board. That's what I'll be doing. That'll be my first focus, is to talk about the board and the clear lack of direction if we were to sack him right now. So, and therefore poor decision making because you just brought him in. So we wouldn't be talking about new managers anyway from the get-go. I'd be talking about the board. So I'm not going to even have that. I'm not going to open the conversation because it's not a conversation right now. Let's see. Put Guardiola in United too, and he will fail as well. Damn. We're about to kick off soon. I mean, listen, this is why Guardiola picks his clubs carefully. He doesn't just go anywhere. He mapped out his career very well. He was at Barcelona. He knows that club like the back of his hand. He played for them. He managed their B team, etc. Does the A team. And he goes to Bayern Munich, best team in Germany. Monopolized that league already. Had won a treble before he came in. He didn't just pick up any Dortmund or Leverkusen. He went to the best team, right? And he was more than within his right to do that because he was one of the best managers, and now, in my opinion, is the best. Even better than Ferguson, but that's my opinion. So he went to Bayern Munich. He wasn't going to fail there. He was always going to do his thing. But he changed the game, right, in Germany a little bit in that period. And then he goes to Manchester City, the best team in England, who had won the Premier League the year before he arrived. Not the year before he arrived, was it? Was it the year before? It was the year before, right? They won the Premier League. And again, they got money. They're ready to roll. He doesn't put himself in positions where financially he's going to be strangled. He doesn't put himself in positions where the board is a mess. He doesn't put himself in a position where there's a lack of understanding for what he needs as a coach in terms of investment, in terms of style of play, infrastructure. He doesn't do that. So he ain't putting himself in these positions. Not saying he should, but he ain't, for good reason, because he's not stupid. So he would never go to Manchester United. That's the point. Not that he wouldn't do well at Manchester United, because I truly believe that if he was given the resources and the investment and the backing needed at any club, I think he would rip it apart. But he would never go there in the first place because it's not what it should be. It's not organized. It's not it's not serious right now as his mind. It's all over the shop. So he wouldn't even put himself in that position in the first place. He's not even really gone to an underdog. He's never gone to an underdog. Every single team he's gone to has been favourites for the league. He's not gone to a Porto, he's not gone to a Inter Milan, with Milito and Eto'o, and he's not really gone to a team where he's not expected to dominate. Let's see. You are a hypocrite, and this is why you make me laugh, because you knew how much I rated, and not even rated, but you know how much I was a fan of João Felix, and you made fun of me. You made fun of me for being a fan of João Felix. I have the shirt, I have the shirt. I got the shirt knowing that he probably won't be signed permanently. But I got the shirt regardless because I think he's a really, really good talent, and I think he's picked he's got terrible decision making. Let's make that clear. He doesn't know what club he should join. Or where he should place himself. Maybe it's down to people behind the scenes as well. But now he's at a club that I think he should have been at all along. a club like Barcelona who play the way that suits him, and have the principles and the philosophy that is tailor-made for players like João Felix. And I hope he absolutely smashes it. But you are not going to sit there and tell me that he's special, because you did not rate him at all. So you shut up. You shut your mouth. Oh God. He's not good. Hopefully he smashes it. We're going to kick off soon. Hopefully he smashes it. That's why I prefer Klopp. He won the Bundesliga with Dortmund. Kickoff is coming up soon. Make sure you smash up the likes if you haven't already. AC Milan versus Newcastle. Watchalong. Big up your damn selves in this damn building. He would, but he would also need to be, given time, which he would be, because ain't nobody in this fan base turning on Pep Guardiola. That'd be idiotic. But under Roman, was Roman going to give him time? I mean, that's why he said no to us in the first place, because Roman was never given any managers time. So he decided that it was too much of a madhouse for him. Have I got? I can't hear the music. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. It might be like really, really light. I couldn't hear it, to be fair. All right, I turned it off now. Anyway, games just kicked off, guys. Games just kicked off. Let's get this going. This timer. AC Milan versus Newcastle. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Buzzing. Hopefully a good game. Big night for someone. Surely someone's going to stand up here under the lights in the San Siro and be counted on. I remember when Gareth Bale for Tottenham came to this very stadium and made a name for himself. Tonight, could that be Anthony Gordon? Could it be Isak? Who is going to stand tall? Put their name in the lights. It's going to be a madness. Maybe Tonali. Maybe. Do you know what? That would be the story of the night. If Tonali can come in this game and beat AC Milan and have a hand in it with a goal or something, I would love it. I love a storyline. And Newcastle will absolutely rinse the shit out of that. If they manage to get a winner and it's Tonali that scores or something like that, they will rinse that, and rightly so, because the amount of mocking that they got, the amount of mockery that went on for the fact that Tonali didn't want to be there, and he was sad, and who would want to go to Newcastle anyway? He's gone from Milan to Newcastle, city to city. They got dragged. It was starting to get a little bit personal. Do you know what I mean? They were starting to take it personal. They were like, yo, don't disrespect our city. Don't disrespect our club, the sides of it, etc. Because every time they panned the camera to him, he looked a bit sad. So listen, if he scores a winner against his old club, if he celebrated, I'd be surprised. But if he then celebrated as well, which I hope he did, because it would just be hilarious, then listen, Newcastle will be running that on social media to the walls fall off. It would be so funny. It would be so funny. I'm watching Tomori today. Tomori needs to have a big performance. He come into this team from Chelsea, displaced the captain, did brilliantly in his first season, won the title, was unbelievable, right? But he does need to settle himself. He does need to be a little bit more. I get it. He's gonna have to be that rash. Not rash, because I think rash is not a good word for any defender. You've got to be calculated. Even if you're the aggressor, you've still got to be calculated in your aggressive nature. You can't just be rash. I don't think rash is ever a good thing. But he's clearly going to be the aggressive defender, the one that is touch tight, the one that wants to get involved, stuck in, fine. But you need to get through games without red cards. You need to be a bit of a leader in that defense now. You need to start being the guy they rely upon in these big games, not get caught out in the emotions. So let's see. If I was Newcastle, if I was Eddie Howe, I'd be saying, listen, someone rattled a shit out of Tomori today and getting booked early. That's what I'd be saying. Liao takes the shot, saved by Pope, straight down the throat. Leipzig are 1-0 up against Young Boys. 1-0. Let's see where the goal, who has got the goal. But yeah, Leipzig apparently 1-0 up. That's the other early kickoff. Is it? Yes. 5 minutes in that group. Group G. Let's see who's got the goal. The goals come from Simakan. Simakan. I don't know who that is, but Simakan has scored. 1-0 against Young Boys away from home. Manchester City are going to absolutely piss that group. It's so annoying. I'm looking at that group and I can't even see a game which even interests me a little, because I know whenever Manchester City play Leipzig, they spank them. They absolutely spank them. I can't remember what the score was last season, if it was like 6-0 or something, or 5-0. But the way that Leipzig have always played, and then Hairline, it's just a waste of everyone's time. They're going to spank them silly. Newcastle coming forward, a little bit of space. Come to the right. Lovely. Down the right-hand side to Trippier. Trippier on this right-hand side. Central to Isak. Isak, if he can find Gordon on the left, he has. Gordon cutting in. Switching the play nicely out to Trippier. Trippier on the right-hand side. Ball comes into the box, headed away by Tomori and cleared. And out for a throw-in. Yeah, it was 7-0, wasn't it? Some foolishness. Some absolute foolishness, bro. So, yeah, man, I'm not trying to see that. I'm not trying to see any of that. But, yeah, 1-0 to them early doors. The other games in tonight's Champions League, I won't be here for the 8 o'clock kickoffs, but they are here as followed. Feyenoord versus Celtic, Lazio versus Atletico Madrid in Group E. PSG versus Dortmund as well later on, as Newcastle come down the left-hand side. Cross cleared again. I think that might have been out of play. Man City versus Red Star. Barcelona versus Antwerp. And Shakhtar versus Porto as well. All of them are tonight. Needstermans. Was it 7? Yeah, 7-0. That's what I'm saying. Crazy. Good young centre back. I'm surprised we didn't go for him. Funny. Newcastle pressing. AC Milan really high up the pitch, trying to win the ball. Tomori, I think, has just sacrificed a corner in that press. It was Murphy. The thing about Murphy is, listen, it's not glitz and glamour with him, but he works incredibly hard. He really does. It's a goal kick. He works incredibly hard. And we know that AC Milan's left-hand side is their strength going forward. As you can see, Theo Hernandez bursting through that run that I spoke about, carrying the ball, dribbling past players, as you just saw there. Liao now on the left-hand side. Checks back in, foul by Longstaff, free kick for AC Milan. That left-hand side is definitely their strength. That's definitely their favoured side for attacks. And you can understand why Murphy's out there to track back, double up with Trippier and watch these two. That run from Theo Hernandez is exactly what I was talking about before the match. This guy is a menace with the ball, carrying it past players, opening up spaces and creating gaps for others. And you just have to watch him, man. You have to be on him. You can't let him go. No, he doesn't remind me. He does not remind me of Ronaldinho. Nobody does. I can't lie. Nobody reminds me of Ronaldinho. Not Liao. Trying to think of a player that reminds me of Ronaldinho. Maybe Neymar. Neymar at Santos, when he was at Santos, and maybe one season at Barcelona where I think he was really trying to show off, and then unfortunately La Liga kind of kicked it out of him. You know, the referees penalized him for certain skills, said it was disrespectful and shit like that, which I never agree with. I don't think there's anything. There's nothing, in my opinion, that goes down as a disrespectful skill. It's, you know, you're there to entertain. You're doing skills. If you don't like it, then stop them from doing the skill. So for me, yeah, there was a few moments where he got booked for things, and I was just like, I just didn't like it. But I would say only Neymar, really. But you know, even then, there'll never be someone like Ronaldinho, man. It's just Ronaldinho was just ridiculous, man. He was ridiculous. That man played the game. He played the game like it was I want just a word to describe it. He played the game like as if he was playing against, you know, his kids in the backyard or something. Do you know what I mean? Like he played a game like as if he's playing against people half his age. He's just a piss taker, to be honest. Absolute piss taker, and just too good. Just too good. Too good for his own good. You know, too good for his own good. Yeah. Just proper street football, you know. Played like he was at the park. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Magical player, man. I remember when he scored that goal at Stamford Bridge, where he just stood still. And think about it, who stands still? And when they're standing still, everybody else is standing still as well. Like he literally froze time. I think Pope's just kicked it out of play. No, they've kept it in. He literally froze everyone and said, "Everyone stop," for a good couple of seconds, and then he just dinked it. He just toe poked it. Toe poked it like he was wearing kickers in the playground into the bottom corner. It's just pure stupidness that he was on. Pure stupidness. Yeah, that's why I was thinking 5. Haaland scored 5 goals in that game, something like that. Yeah, because he was going to break Messi's Champions League record for goals in the game, which he didn't. He equaled it because I think Messi scored 5 goals against Bayer Leverkusen or some team like that. And yeah, Pep took him off, and I was just like, wow, this man won't even let him break Messi's record. He took him off with 5 goals scored. Probably was going to get the 6th. Here's Gordon down the left-hand side. He's absolutely blitzing the right back for pace, and now the right back's literally twisted his ankles, trying to defend. And AC Milan are out now, down this left, and tackled and detained. So yeah, madness. Yeah. Who's meant to be their... Who was their first choice right back before? I don't feel like it was him. Who was their first choice right back last season? Who was their first choice? Let me know if you know. Who was their first choice right back? Ball's being cleared. Giroud. Oh, I thought he was in, you know. The angle just made it feel like he actually flipped it on for himself, but Trippier got there. Great play. Loftus-Cheek. Really good. Here's Chukwueze. Haven't really seen too much of him. Can he switch it? Terrible pass, man. Get some lift on that pass, bro. Got Liao on that left-hand side waiting. Get some lift on that switch. Terrible. I want to see how he plays today, but that was poor ball. That was a poor ball. Was it him? Do you know what, yeah? I know people keep saying this, but like Hudson-Odoi for Mudryk last night when he scored. Gordon now as well. Mudryk's not bad. Like, he's barely played. I don't know him. Like I've said, I don't know him. So I don't know how good he can be or how good he will be, but he's not bad. He just needs to be coached a little bit, as Gordon was. When he first arrived at Newcastle, he didn't really play that much. He was basically on the bench most of the time. And then the second season now, he's been given more responsibility. Mudryk can play for the team. Great save. He was actually decent in the first 20 minutes there against Bournemouth. Then he didn't see the ball as much. Great save again from Pope. So yeah, man, listen. If Mudryk was maybe at Arsenal, in January and in a stabilized team with Arteta coaching him, Mudryk could probably be a player that everybody right now is like, oh, what a player. Doku's gone to Man City and Pep Guardiola. It's all about your environment sometimes. It's about your environment, your coach, your system that you're in, the team. Is it settled? Is it gelled? Are you given the minutes, trusted? All these things factored as to whether you're going to do well or not. So I don't think that necessarily you can take him out and put someone else in and then we're fine, or you're seeing the same form that Gordon's showing at Newcastle, at Chelsea. Actually, I highly doubt it. Wouldn't be surprised if Gordon would be flopping at Chelsea as well. Ball comes into the box, punched away, headed back in. Giroud. Oh, what a save again from Pope. Jeez. Pope. Damn. Good save again from Pope. He's keeping them in it. Wave of pressure from AC Milan. Wave of pressure. It's a dead cross. Have a look here. Pick your head up. Corner's going to come in. Headed. Loftus-Cheek. Oh, Leao. Back in. Cleared again. Jesus. Very close to taking the lead. AC Milan. Very close to taking the lead. Very close. So close. "14 minutes gone, headed back away, headed back in again. Giroud. Tomori. Back to the keeper now. Big up everybody in the chat. Smash up the likes. No subs for Milan. Yeah, sorry, I didn't have the subs up because they didn't post them. AC Milan. I'm going to get them up now, actually, because now SofaScore will actually have the subs. Because they didn't have them up before either. They just had possible lineups. So yeah, I'll get the subs up. But yeah, AC Milan, really good wave of pressure there. Really good wave of pressure. Created some good opportunities. Really good opportunities. Should probably be ahead based on those opportunities. But Pope did really well. Pope did very well. Lorenzi on the bench for AC Milan. I think that's one of the players that could potentially play out in that right back position as well. Newcastle just in possession at the moment. In possession. Goalkeeper. Yeah, Big Mike will clear. Just hoofs it. What would you guys give a number out of 10 for Big Mike in goal? His distribution. Obviously, shot stopping wise, we know how great he is. But in terms of distribution, what would you guys put it at? Let me know. Jovic again on that bench. What has happened to his career? What has happened? I remember all of the gas at Frankfurt in 2019. 2018-2019 season, Frankfurt, Jovic. Remember the name, Serbian striker. Everybody was talking about him. Goes to Real Madrid. Never hear about him again. Luka Jovic. It's actually mad. His career just kind of disappeared. No one's talking about him anymore. 6.5. Okay. Yeah. People forget Luka Jovic is at AC Milan. He's just chilling on the bench. He was looking unbelievable at Frankfurt. He was smashing in the goals. 16 minutes. Because I remember we were quite disappointed at Chelsea that we missed out on him. Because that season we had like Higuain on loan. We had Higuain on loan, Giroud, and Batshuayi, was it? I think. I can't remember. But those were the type of striking options we had. We had no elite striker. And yeah, Jovic's name was coming up towards the back end of that season in terms of maybe going for him. But then obviously Sarri left as well after a year and then went to Juventus. So it kind of changed the plan maybe. Cross comes in. Chukwuezi's a good ball in, cleared. Is he going to take a shot from distance? Shots! Good save from Pope. Good save from Pope. Good save. Yeah, he cost 60 million to Real Madrid. It's big money. Jovic and Haller at Frankfurt was an elite strike partnership. Yes. You remember that was the strike partnership. Those two together, front two. Yeah. That was the one. And then Haller goes to West Ham. And then Ajax. And now Dortmund. Ball's going to come into the box for AC Milan. Header! Saved again from Pope. Yo, Pope, man. How many more times? Jeez. Headed down into the ground and tipped over the bar. It's mad. He's making save after save. Rebic, Kostic, yeah, Frankfurt. Those were the names. Those were the names. Ball into the box, headed wide. Newcastle just trying to survive at the moment, Newcastle, to be honest. They're just trying to survive. Smash up the like, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Big up your damn selves. Are they thinking about the bus already? Here's Leao. Here we are, Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek making that run. Shot over the bar. Over the bar, Loftus-Cheek. 20 minutes gone. 20 minutes gone. 0-0 between AC Milan and Newcastle here. Pope. Pope before. Somebody just said Pope is performing well in Italy. Why does Chelsea fans dislike Italian managers? I don't know if that's true. I think obviously Conte and the club just got into like a little bit of a legality battle, but you know, it's none of our business. Then he goes to Tottenham and whatever. He didn't really leave in the best way in the second season, so that's not really anything to do with him being Italian. Sarri, I was a big fan of Sarri. A lot of the fans, yeah, you're right. A lot of our fans didn't really like him and started to boo him, etc. But I actually really like Sarri. He did do a few things that I didn't like in that season, as all managers do. You know, I always have something that to not like that a manager will do. But overall, I liked the plan of the football that he was trying to implement. He was the last probably real stubborn manager we had for a certain way of playing. And by the end of that season, you really started to see the way we were trying to play in terms of the performance against Arsenal in the Europa League final. We did really well that season for goals scored, for goals conceded, you know, finished third, won the Europa League. So, you know, he was a manager that had legs. But there were certain things as well that he was going to do that we were like, you know, I think at one point he was looking at bringing in the Napoli right back instead of potentially integrating Reece James. That could have meant that Reece James would have been sold to like a Crystal Palace. I remember for like 15 million we were looking for him. And if that had happened, then Jesus. I mean, listen, he is very injury prone, but come on, man. Reece James on a free. I mean, we almost fucked that up. So yeah. A lot of these Italian managers, basically for us, it seems like they don't really want to look into the academy too much. They don't really see the long-term side of things with the future of the club with the young players that we have. And we got a very talented academy that we should probably make use of as well. So that was maybe one of the things that with those two that looked like they weren't really going to try and really do anything with the academy and use the players. They just wanted a lot of experience, which is obviously because they want to win now as well. But you've got to get the blend right. You save yourself a lot of money if you use your academy players. If Liverpool never used Trent, they'd have to spend upwards of 50, 60 million on a right back, right? But they don't have to because they've got Trent. So, yeah, I feel like you've got to know when there's someone too talented to sell. You're going to spend a lot more money than you have to. Yeah, but that's the thing. He wasn't really paying attention to what Reece James was doing at Wigan. So Newcastle are playing almost as bad as Chelsea. I did say before the game I was a little bit worried about this with Newcastle, that they might get a bit too defensive and kind of replicate a performance that we saw at the Etihad this season, the 1-0 defeat, Arsenal away at the Emirates in the draw, 1-1 draw. Or was it 0-0? I think it might have been even 0-0. And yeah, it's a bit defensive. It is a bit defensive. But if they get a result, then they'll be happy. That's all they want. Get a result in the first game. And they'll be looking at the home games as where they'll try and pick up their wins. So they're not here to entertain us today. They are very much here to okay. 24 minutes gone. Bruno G ghosting. Yeah, we've not. Do you know what? We've not mentioned Bruno Guimaraes once. Not mentioned him once. Newcastle just playing out from the back now with Trippier down the right-hand side. Here he is. Now Isak, if he can turn, play it left, there's a lot of options. He's going to keep carrying it, plays it right instead. Ball is blocked out for a corner, Newcastle. It's a goal kick, is it? It's not a corner. How's that not a corner? Thought that hit Tomori and went out. Okay. AC Milan has 8 attempts, 6 shots on target. Crazy. Yeah. It's all down to Nick Pope as to why they're still level at the moment. They look tired. It's a lot of games for Newcastle. It's a lot of games this season. Let's see how they fare. This is why I was saying, like, someone like Maddison, maybe. I was expecting them to kind of go in for. Just to have something different in that midfield. Someone a bit of a different profile in there. Testing the waters. This guy. Dan Murphy at Milan away. Yeah, I'm here for it though. I can't lie. Leicester had Wes Morgan in their team, Christian Fuchs. Who was that striker that they had? The bald guy. Can't remember his name. Okazaki they had. That's not the guy I'm talking about, but they had Okazaki up front. Doesn't have to be glamorous, man. These guys work so hard to get to this position. So they do deserve to play. Obviously, you can't keep everybody because you got up the level of the team. But Dan Burn was very important to the team last year. Longstaff was crucial. Joe Willock. So these guys, they deserve an opportunity to play, you know, in the games that they worked hard to be in the first place. Not necessarily as starters, but at least options there. But yeah, they've gone young in the fullback positions. Lewis Hall, Livramento. These guys, maybe second half of the season, you might see more of them. But right now, early days, until these guys get tired, Trippier maybe, and Trippier is a captain. So, but Dan Burn, maybe when legs start to tire when they've played 50 plus games, then you might start to see the young guys a little bit more. This ref is a joke. No, it's actually not him. It's not him. It's someone else. He was bald. That guy you're talking about had hair. I'm talking about someone else that was bald. I can't remember his name. Begins with an S. Begins with an S, but I can't remember his name. There we go. That's it. Yeah. That's it. 27 minutes gone. Yeah, that's it. No, Cambiasso left too early. Cambiasso left Leicester in their relegation fight after that season, and then the season after he left, they won the league. But if they had kept Cambiasso, would they have ever signed Kante? That's the question. Maybe, maybe not. If they had kept Cambiasso, they not necessarily needed someone to go next to Drinkwater. They would have just started him. Maybe they don't sign Kante, and then maybe we never see Kante become the player he becomes today if no one takes a chance on him. You know, so yeah. So everything happens for a reason, isn't it? Crazy though for Cambiasso. He could have had a Premier League medal. He had a great career at Inter Milan, did all these brilliant things. And but you know, if he stays, do they win the Premier League without Kante? I don't think so. You know, Kante was an absolute monster that season, man. I don't think that midfield works the same way with Cambiasso next to Drinkwater. So yeah, exactly. Completely different profile. Gordon's been fouled. He's been fouled. He has been fouled. He said he didn't want to be part of a relegation fight. They weren't fighting relegation next season. They were fighting for the title. Tonali's on the ball, clips it in, cleared away, out for a throw-in. Out for a throw-in. Yes, we will be there tomorrow. We will be there. We wouldn't miss it. We would not miss that one. Booted over the top. Here's Giroud, headed again. Newcastle back in possession. Newcastle coming forward now. Right side. Yeah, look on the overlap. Look. Delayed that pass. Stop Trippier from being able to pass the first time. Triangle inside. Longstaff. Nope. Not going to get a penalty for that. You are not going to get a penalty for that, Longstaff, man. Get up. Light. Here's Leao. Skipping past. Theo Hernandez sets him away. Can he keep it in? He can. Theo Hernandez on this left-hand side. Cross comes in. Giroud into the side netting. Giroud into the side netting. My God. Should really be on target from there. 31 minutes gone. Here we go. Switch play. Trippier. Longstaff again. That's what Giroud did at Arsenal. Consistently turned into a beast when we sold him. Nah, I don't know if that chance was as easy as it looked. Giroud has done very well in his career for me. I know that he gets a lot of shouts for being overrated, but I don't think so. I think Giroud is what you see is what you get. Do you know what I mean? You know he's not a 20, 25 goal a season player. Cool. Take that. But you know you're going to get hold-up play. You know you're going to get fantastic levels of intelligence in bringing others into play, layoffs, flicks. You know that you've got a threat in the air. You know that you've got a good ball striker. Even though, yes, some of the finishing sometimes will be a little bit messy. And some chances will be wasted. But that goes for most strikers. But he brings so much. And no one said he had to be a clear and out starter for a top team, but he's very important to have in a squad It's a great option to have. Here's Liao. Oh my God, he sat them down. Liao still going. Crazy, too crazy. Pull back. Oh, cleared off the line. Cleared off the line. Theo Hernandez. Oh my days. I don't think Liao can even believe it. He hasn't even got up yet. He still hasn't got up. And they're still attacking. And it's deflected. Oh my God. Oh my God. Young boys have scored 1-1. Oh my God. Yeah, Hazard loved to play with him. Pulisic's best form was playing with him in the lockdown as well. You can get a lot out of others with him up front. And France as well should know that as well with him leading the all-time, was leading, I think, the all-time leading goal scorer for France. So, yeah, man, he just needs a lot of respect, I think, in my personal opinion, man. In my personal opinion. Liao should pass. He's not happy with his teammates. Ball comes into the box, cleared. One goal will be the decider. You know what I'm saying? Should have been 1-0. He was going past everyone. Looking like he weren't even going to stop. Looking like he was just going to go past the keeper and then try and go past the post and past the other post. Crazy. No, Bayern Munich for me will win tomorrow. Even though I watched them against Leverkusen and they should have maybe they could have lost that game. I'm not going to say they should have because I think both teams could have lost that game. The goalkeeper for Leverkusen was incredible, but yeah, they got their own little problems. But Man United got more. Man United got more problems than Bayern Munich, and it's in Munich, so that doesn't help. They're arguing about who's better, Liao or Rashford. I'd prefer probably Liao for me. I'd prefer, but yeah. No disrespect to Rashford, you know, but I'd prefer Liao. I think Liao for me is got more bows to his arrow, so to speak, if you want to put it like that. I think that's the best way to put it. Is he's got more bows to his arrow. Left side. Yeah, he's a much better dribbler. I think that's a big discrepancy between the two players, is that he's just such a much more polished dribbler. Can get past his get past his man a lot better than Rashford can. Rashford's devastating going into space sometimes, but yeah, in terms of creating chances against a low block, I'd be going for Liao personally. In the way that my team especially would be coming up against. Here's Gordon. Unlucky. Rashford scores that, they're saying. Flipped in. Liao headed back in. Giroud. Crazy. Jeez. The fact that they're not winning here is just insane. Honestly, it really is insane that they're not winning this game. It's mad. It is insane. It's just chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. How many more chances do they want? Good question. This is a good question in terms of talent. Well, Solomon, I'll take out of that personally. I haven't watched him anywhere near as much as the others. Because he wasn't playing for a team that I would have had eyes on before Tottenham, as much as the others. The others obviously playing for bigger clubs. a good question. Garnacho, I wouldn't put in the same. I mean, Garnacho is not anywhere near the same as like Fabio Vieira and Elliott and Palmer, who all play in similar positions. So I wouldn't even keep him in this combo as well. I feel like Vieira, Elliott, and Palmer, you can have more of a discussion because they play in similar positions. Garnacho hasn't shown that he can start a game. He has to come off the bench, which, you know, whether or not that will change, we'll have to see. But that kind of tells you where he's at in his development. Kind of takes advantage of tired legs, really good at coming on and impacting and taking advantage of, you know, he can get into a game and make an impact. But starting a game when everybody's at 100% and, you know, taking this game by the scruff of the neck is something that he's going to have to show. But to be fair, none of the others have consistently shown that yet anyway. Harvey Elliott, I would say that I probably have Vieira over Elliott. I think Elliott's a good player, but I think Vieira has more potential for me. The only thing with Vieira, though, is that he needs to beef up. He does need to beef up. Or does he? You know, there have been some slim players in the Prem, but even a little bit, just a little bit of beef, because he's a bit lightweight. And Palmer, I think Palmer's a good player as well. I think Palmer's a good player. He's come through Man City. They coach their players very well. They're teaching them the right things. But he's also at Chelsea now, so he's in the place of chaos where there's no calm. He could easily end up becoming a bust on this list, and people would look at him and be like, "Oh, he was never going to be anything." But it's all about your environment. If Chelsea create the right environment for him, then he could be a very good player. But I don't know. Chelsea have ruined a lot of players, so I don't want that narrative to start. Because if he had been at Man City and they gave him more game time, he'd probably be looking at one of the best young players incoming. No one would have disagreed. He has been good. He scored a great goal there the other day. Vieira hasn't proven anything in this league. He was brilliant in the Portuguese league, though, before he arrived. And Elliott has shown glimpses. I wouldn't say he's proven himself either, because he's not a consistent starter. None of these guys have been consistent starters. Until you're a consistent starter, you haven't really proven anything for me. Because if you're not a consistent starter, there's a reason why. Now, is it because there's too much quality ahead of you, like at Man City for Palmer? Maybe. Is it because you aren't good enough? Yes, for Vieira last season. And also Saka and Odegaard are ahead. But until any of them become consistent starters, none of them have proven anything. So you can look at it like that as well. Only Solomon has. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. On what they've shown, there's not really much to separate any of them, to be honest. Vieira will probably be sitting bottom of that due to what happened last season for him. He was basically invisible. "41 minutes. Okay, so they're going to play it. I'd probably say, I'd probably say Palmer probably after Vieira. I don't know, you know, Palmer's a tough one. I think Palmer and Vieira are a lot closer. But Liverpool fans are about to cuss and say that I'm hating. I'm not doing a watch along for PSG Dortmund. No, I'm not. Just need him more muscle and confidence. He's young, coming from soft Portuguese. I knew someone was going to say I'm hating. Here's Leao. 43 minutes gone. No, I wouldn't. Mad that I would have to discuss it, but maybe I do. That Ramsdale link is foolish. Absolutely foolish. Makes no sense whatsoever. Absolutely foolish. Like, why are we linked with a goalkeeper when we just signed a goalkeeper? It's just ridiculous. And he's not even a top goalkeeper. He's another very good goalkeeper. He's not a world-class goalkeeper. So why are we linked with him for? When we just signed someone that they believe is to be number one, and we have two young players coming up in Petrovic and Stelino. It doesn't make any sense. It's just, again, foolishness. Hopefully fake news, because I wouldn't be reporting on it. 43 minutes gone. Still 0-0 in this game. That is a fair point. He did break his leg, and he did start that season very well. It wasn't last season. Was it last season? I think it was the season before. So yeah, I was very impressed when he came up against us. I think it was a draw at Anfield. He was very good in that. But then he got the big injury. And Jones has had injury issues as well, hasn't he? So he's just starting to come back from that now. Last season. Dispossessed again. Jesus. Dispossessed again. And out for a throw-in again. Milan really should have been leading this game by quite a few goals, man. By quite a few goals. Yeah, young boys equalised. How many shots have Newcastle had? How many shots have Newcastle had? Half time. No goals. 2 shots. 0 on target. Newcastle. However, this is the job that they're doing. You have to be very careful, with these Newcastle games when they're away from home to big teams. I'm starting to clock. I need to be more careful with these teams, because when Newcastle go away from home to a top team or a team that they deem to be top, they have a tendency to stink out the place. They did it against Man City this season. Terrible game to watch, unless you was watching Foden on the ball. Arsenal away last season done the same thing, stunk out the place. I don't know if they did it at Liverpool. They like to stink out the place away from home against these top teams. So I'm gonna have to remember that. But yeah, no shots on target. Been a good watch for AC Milan, but they should be winning. AC Milan really, really should be winning. They really should be winning. They've had so many opportunities, man. So many chances. That Leao run, brilliant, but the end product wasn't quite there. Loads of crosses into the box as well that haven't been able to be capitalized on. Some of them slightly overhit. Loftus-Cheek long shot over the bar as well. Chukwueze slowly got himself into the game, started to create chances on that right-hand side. Just need to finish. Giroud, near post. Flash across the side net in there as well. So they should be 1 or 2-0 up. But Pope, to be fair to him, has made some big saves as well. So you got to give credit. Probably man of the match right now is probably Pope. Probably Pope, to be honest. Probably Pope for Newcastle. There's 1 goal in it. I'd expect to see at least 1 goal in it, surely, yeah. Unless Pope is going to have one of the masterclasses. Are Milan usually this bad? Well, no. I mean, they were bad against Inter Milan last time I watched them, but they were unbelievable against Roma. This is the thing. I was so confused. This is why I was actually baffed with the performance I saw against Inter Milan. Anyone can win that game. It could go either way. They're both good teams, right? They both got to the semi-finals of the Champions League last year. Inter Milan got to the final, show how well they could play against Man City. So fine. But in terms of the game, they just got destroyed left, right, and centre. And after I saw what they did against Roma, I just couldn't believe it. So it was a bit up and down, the performances I've seen now. But Inter Milan is really good. I think AC Milan should be able to go toe to toe You know, I don't think they should be getting slapped up like that. I really don't. He's been injured for a while. He's been injured for a good while now. I can't remember the last time he was fit. I don't think I've seen him this season. He hasn't played this season. He's been injured for a while. Yeah, just haven't finished. Yeah, haven't finished. Giving me PTSD with Chelsea a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Bit of PTSD. Another team I'm watching that can't finish their chances, can't take their chances. Ugh. Roma are 12th. Yeah, but Roma are European champions from Conference League the year before last. And where did they finish last season in the league? I think they finished, what was it, 5th? Had a bad start to the season, though. I think they've lost their first 2 games, but Roma are a good team. Had a bad start, but they're still a good team. So, yeah. Liao's being wasteful. Murphy should get subbed off. For me, changes. I mean, it depends. I don't think Eddie Howe's going to look at this and think I'm going to make wholesale changes because it's not working, because he's still in the game. He's 0-0. He's level. He wants to get a point and go home. That's how I'm taking this. He wants to get a point and go home. He's got Longstaff out there on the right, doing a shift, doing a job, breaking up the play, fouls, you know, trying to stop the flow. He's got Murphy out there to try and stop Theo Hernandez from making these runs, which he still has made quite a few. So he hasn't really stopped him, but he's tried. A lot of times Theo Hernandez has broken through that first press and then carried the ball, laid it off for others, got wide, crossed the ball. So he's still getting forward. Who is he going to bring on? Maybe Almiron, but that'll be later on in the game, maybe, just to freshen it up, because he'll work very hard as well for the team. Maybe he'll probably bring on Callum Wilson as well for a bit of experience. If a chance falls to him, you know he's going to take it. But I don't think he'll be so quick to make changes. Yeah, it is. A draw at Milan is a very good result. It's first group game. They're away from home. If they can go to any of these teams away and pick up a point, they'll be happy. They'll take 3 points from the 3 away games, I think. Dortmund away, that atmosphere will be rocking. Not easy. They'll take a point. PSG, they'll take a point. It's the home games is where Newcastle want to take their wins. And they'll believe they can beat any of these teams at home. Now, you know, PSG with Mbappe, that will be a lot of fun. If they can beat them at home, that will go down. That will be a marker. But they'll think they can beat anyone at home, especially Milan and Dortmund. They'll definitely think they can take them on at home. So they'll take their point and go, man. They'll take their point and go. People are saying Leao to Chelsea. Jesus. I mean, Leao's just signed a new contract. Don't think he's even on that much money, but he did sign a new contract. He did sign a new contract. Let's see. What do you think of Chelsea's chances in Europe? No. We're not gonna answer that question. That's a trick question. Let's not do that. Let's not do that at all. Nice try, though. Nice try, brother. We see you. We see you. But nice try. By Europe, we didn't go to Europe. We went to America in preseason. That's as far as we went on a plane. It's mad that we won't be catching any flights this season. Like, when you really deep it, not being in Europe, your team will not step foot on a flight the whole season. They don't need to step foot on a flight once. They can get the train up to any game. It's crazy. Mad. They don't have to go anywhere. Not even a little Belarus or, you know, nothing. Yeah. Oh, dear. What's he tweeted? Oh, dear. Do you know when I hear there's been a tweet, I worry, because it can't really be good in the form we're in, especially if it's from his wife Bella. But let me see what he's tweeted. He's not tweeted, has he? Replied. Champions. Oh, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's crying. He's crying. He's crying that he misses the Champions League. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. The more I think about it, do you have any hope for the good season with only Nkuku starting an attack? I can see a reality now. What's your new expected finish? I still believe in Jackson. I know it might be crazy, might be delusional. I still believe in Jackson. I haven't given up on Jackson. I think a lot of people have already, which is sad. It's a shame. 5 games in, but I haven't given up on Jackson. I'm still rooting him on, cheering him on to improve his situation and get his goals. Saw some good finishes from him, so I'm just hoping that he can replicate what I saw. Start playing those 1v1s, getting behind 1v1, take your chances. Let's go. I haven't given up on, even though I didn't sanction any of these players, to be honest. I didn't know who they were. I keep saying this. People are thinking I suggested we should bring Jackson. I didn't suggest it. I didn't know who he was, but now he's here. I give him some support. Because I've seen some signs. I've seen some good signs. And I've seen some bad signs, but I've seen some good signs. I think his penalty box movement is probably one of the biggest things. I'm not even bothered about the finishing. I'm not going to lie to you. My problem with Jackson at this moment is not his shooting. I'm more, because I've seen loads of strikers this season miss chances. I've seen Nunez last season miss a bag of chances. I saw Hairline missing some chances over the weekend. I'm not really bothered about that. I'm bothered about his penalty box movement and even his heading ability. But I knew that was poor anyway. But his heading ability needs to fix. So that's the first thing. Mudryk, listen, give him game time. Give him game time now. I think he started positively. I think he was decent in the last game. Created some chances. So, again, haven't given up there. And who else is there? Palmer as well. Carney. So there's players. There's players there. I'm not going to give up. Not going to give up. Are they, any of them, clinical? No. But if they were to all just contribute a little, then we would be fine. That would be the ask I have. Just everybody just play their part, put in a goal every now and then. And if you all do that at different times, then we should be able to chug along. But yeah, they just need to take a bit of responsibility, man. Take your shots when it makes sense, and they'll be all right. But yes, the last game people were avoiding the opportunities that were presented, and that was annoying me. More so than the misses, is it's the lack of shooting when the opportunities arise. I guess you're saying Hoyland. I guess that's what you're saying. Big Six, what have they tweeted now, man? Jesus. What have they tweeted now? Oh, dear. Was that really necessary? These bastards. Who tweeted this? Which bastard tweeted this? Jesus. I can't even get one day off. I can't even get one day off. Beckham's got a documentary coming out as well. All right, so I don't know who tweeted that. I've asked a question. None of them is a 10. Yeah, and I spoke about that a little bit on my formations video over the international break, where if you are playing a 4-2-3-1, all of them are options really in that double pivot. None of them are in between the lines kind of players. Even Enzo's like dribbling isn't really what you'd want in between the lines. He's more of a passer, especially from deep. Find some brilliant passes if he's progressing from those deeper positions further forward, and as the play progresses, as the play goes on, then no problem. But I wouldn't have him starting in those areas. You know, that's where you want your Nkukus, your Carneys, your Cole Palmers, even Sterling sometimes. Those are the kind of players you want waiting in those half spaces. So I'd have him deeper. But that's why it's a 4-3-3 then if you're playing those guys. But then you need your forwards, your wingers to score goals. You need them to cut inside and get you goals. You need Jackson to drop in and vacate that space, which he does. So, you know, but it's who's in the box then. And that's the question. That's the big problem. And then you need obviously your fullbacks to get forward as well. So, which we have fullbacks that can overlap. But yeah, for me, it's becoming increasingly clear to me that the attackers, it's not necessarily the individuals in the attack, it's the way the attack has been kind of made and created in the first place. It's not really outside of Nkuku, obviously. If Nkuku's there, you've potentially got your goal source coming off the striker. But when he's not there, you've got now a striker that likes to drop in deep. You've got wingers that aren't goal scorers. You don't have anyone to really rely upon there. You've got too many players that would rather shoulder the burden to others. And that's the issue. And we saw that at the weekend. So if you're going to have a striker like Jackson, it can work if you've got your Salahs and your Manes on the wing and your Diaby's at Aston Villa, you know, and you've got players that you can say they are absolutely focused on getting goals. That's kind of like what they were born to do or trained to do. And if you're going to go with your goal scoring striker, then you have your creative wingers like your Doku's at Man City. Now you're seeing it, you know. You can go any way you want. Either way works, but you just need to go and pick one of those ways. And we haven't really done that so far. And that's why Nkuku is so important, because he scores goals. Nunes debut tonight, makes his debut. Is it a start? I thought he was the full package. Who? Big Six replied to your comment. Is it Thabz? Okay, fair enough. Fine. Yeah, that's the starting 11. So Nunes is starting. Matisse Nunes is starting next to Bernardo, Foden, Alvarez, Hairline, Rodrigo. Okay. If you're talking about Jackson, no one said he was the full package because everybody said his weakness is aerially. So everybody knows that. And I didn't say he was going to get 20 goals in his first season either. So, you know, if you're not getting 20 goals, you're obviously not the complete package. That's for sure. But he has a good set of traits, man. I really do think he's got a good set of traits. Holds up the ball very well, drops deep very well, and, you know, links up the play very well, carries the ball very well past players. He can do all of that very well. Just needs to add the finishing touches. And I'm willing to give him that time to do that, whether you like it or not. I've got the patience to wait for him to do that. I've got my time spectrum for that. And whilst I'm waiting, I need others to also contribute as well. That's what I'm saying. The goals have got to be shared this season. There was never going to be anyone in this team that took the burden of the goals. Everybody needs to share the goals out. So when you're seeing Jackson miss a chance on the weekend, don't forget to mention that Sterling on the right-hand side, when he received it from Gallagher, decided to lash it across the box instead of shooting on target. Don't forget to mention that Palmer, when he came on, had a shot. Oh, wait, he didn't. He decided to pass it to Jackson for no reason. Gallagher could have had a shot, decided to pass it. Gallagher had a chance where the ball comes across, took a touch, shoots straight at the goalkeeper. So sharing is caring. Everybody could have scored in that game, you know? Everybody could have scored in that game. I don't think that's tapping Thabz, man. I think that is skullfuggery. I think that's skullfuggery disguising himself as tapping Thabz. That's what I think. Timer. Let's get the second half going. That's definitely skullfuggery that tweeted that. That ain't Thabz. Thabz is also on a yacht, so I just don't feel like it's him. Maybe it might be. Even on a yacht, this guy might even still be obsessed with trolling me, but I just have a feeling it's not him. He never talks like that, by the way. Just doesn't sound like him. All right, here we are. Game's kicked off. Second half. Please give us goals. Give us goals. It could be Turkish. Could be Turkish. Yeah. Yeah. It does. It does be weird. It said in his last season at Villarreal, he overexceeded his XG quite a lot. I wasn't watching the games, but that's just what the stats said. The stats said that he outperformed his XG at Villarreal in his last season. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, listen, he was joked about as being Drogba because of the number shirt that he picked, 15 and whatnot, but he can't head the ball. So he can't be Drogba by definition because he can't head the ball. You know, Drogba was an incredible header of the ball. So people just do that just for banter and, you know, I don't know, hope, I guess, but he can't head the ball. And we knew he couldn't head the ball. It was said many a time that his heading stinks. And that's why when he signed, I said he kind of reminds me of like a Tammy Abraham a little bit because he can't head the ball. And he's tall. So, but, you know, like I said, I'm willing. And even Drogba at the start of his Chelsea career was not a fast starter. He had a lot of moments where he didn't look great. And he had a lot of moments where he, you know, faltered. And he did look like he could even leave at one point. So, but people don't remember this. People only remember the Drogba at the end where he was polished and fully developed and strong and, you know, a demon at Wembley and big game player, mentality, everything, leadership. But that's not how he arrived. He wasn't like that at the beginning. So people would have wanted Drogba sold after the first season. They really would have. People would have wanted Drogba sold at the first season. So here's Gordon. Really, really good play. Finds Isak. Left side now, Tonali. Yeah, late bloomer. Right side, Newcastle, Gordon. That touch. That touch is crazy from Gordon. In the end, couldn't keep it in play. Goal kick. Yeah. He used to dive a lot. Drogba used to dive, roll around. He had to be told. You're right. He had to be told to stop. He used to dive, roll around, and his dives used to be bad. Drogba's dives used to be crazy. This guy used to like proper. Used to be proper drama about it. It was a proper show. We can only hope. Will you do the Madrid derby? When is that? Good question. When is that, though? I don't think I have that written down. AC Milan in possession at the moment. I have Barca versus Real Madrid written down in the 29th of October. Here's AC Milan. Here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek, right side. Out for a throw. Out for a throw. Sunday, 8 o'clock. Probably not, because Sunday is a big day. Yeah, Sunday's a big day. We got our game. We also have North London derby as well. Then I've got to do a review. Yeah, 8 o'clock, 7. Maybe we'll think about it. I have to think about that one. That's gonna be because we're gonna have to do a double. They've decided to put on 2 o'clock all of 4 games: Liverpool versus West Ham, Chelsea versus Villa, and Arsenal versus Tottenham. So I'm going to do Arsenal versus Tottenham and Chelsea, obviously, as a double watch along. I'm just going to do those 2 games. I'm going to leave the Liverpool one out of this because I've only got 2 screens. So, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess. $50 minutes gone. 50 minutes gone. Gordon, switch it. Good. Come on, man. I actually want someone to score now. I'm sick of this. Oh, fucking hell, man. Murphy. Oh, the decision making is killing me in this Newcastle team right now. They're yet. They're really on it today. They're really pissing me off with this, the way they're coming forward. Oh, how many have they had a shot on target? No, still haven't had a shot on target. You know, still have not had a shot on target. I get the game plan. I understand why they're doing it. It's not fun, but I understand it. And do you know what? If it gets you a point, fair enough. But when you do go forward, please, you're getting forward very few. So when you do, please be very careful with the football and think about what you're doing. $51 minutes gone. Playing in behind now. In between the lines. This is a brilliant position. Play the ball left. Oh, wide of the post. Drag the shot. Yes, I am worried. No, I'm not doing PSG Dortmund. I'm not. I've got to film a video. Here we are. Left side. Here's Rafael Leao. $53 minutes gone. AC Milan just keeping possession. Just keeping possession. DRB about to cook. Yeah, I mean, we can only pray that doesn't happen. All right. Let's see. To be honest, I wouldn't call it boring in the first half because AC Milan did create a lot of opportunities. They were fun to watch in terms of Leao and Theo Hernandez, and Chukwueze had his moments as well. But they didn't take those chances, so that's why the scoreline looks as it does. But Newcastle put the ball into the box now. It's been punched away. Newcastle are doing what they do away from home against big teams. They are stop and start. They are trying to take the flow out of the game. They are going forward quite rash, I think. They're not making the right they're not making the right selections with some of their decisions. They're just they're very much very defensive minded right now, and they're not necessarily, even when they are going forward, looking like they're going to cause any real problems on that goal. So they're contributing to what could be deemed as at times boring, but it's not. It definitely wouldn't be AC Milan's fault as to why you'd call it that. You can only play what you're up against. But listen, they want to get something out of the game. This is how they see best fit to do it. So that's a foul. I saw the Hudson-Odoi goal. Yes, I did. It was a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty, I must say. That goal was unbelievable. That goal was unbelievable. It's a goal that I've never seen him score for us. Cuts inside, sticks in the top corner. Crazy. The confidence to take the shot on. We don't give that type of confidence to our players, it seems. 55 minutes gone. They got a free kick in a good position here, wide. Theo Hernandez is standing over it. Someone else is placing it down. Nah, let Hudson-Odoi kind of do his thing in silence, innit? He's at Nottingham Forest now. I hope he recovers. That's all I can say. I hope he comes back. But I'm gonna let him. He's gone off to the sidelines. He doesn't want to be in front of the cameras. He wants to be off to the side now. See what he can revive. See what he can revive of his career a little bit. We'll be rooting for him for sure. We will be rooting for him. It's another wide free kick. There's probably more goals in the PSG Dortmund game, you know? There probably is. How are Dortmund going to defend up against Mbappe, Moani, and Dembele? We have made a serious lapse in judgment tonight. Made a serious error. You, sir, are a funny guy because you know why you're funny, right? Hudson-Odoi has been at Chelsea since he was in the first team since he was 17. He had a massive Achilles injury, and then we signed a bunch of young players called Madueke, Mudryk. There's no space for Hudson-Odoi. So yes, he had to leave. That doesn't mean that I can't root for him and wish him well, because before the injury, I told everyone just how good he was. And the only thing that he needed to improve was his goal scoring. He was a brilliant crosser of the ball, brilliant passer of the ball. He went on loan to Bayer Leverkusen. He didn't do very well. So he has to take some responsibility for that as well. And now he needs to leave, and he went, and he's getting his opportunities at a team that we don't aspire to be. So I think you need to calm yourself down a little bit, because they don't call him the 1v1 demon for nothing. I came up with that name. So you relax. You relax yourself. Just because I said he needs to leave doesn't mean that I don't like him. A lot of players needed to leave because we don't have any space for them, and they're not going to play. They don't have an opportunity. You don't sign Mudryk for 62 million and still think Hudson-Odoi is going to get minutes, because if he does get minutes, then we've wasted a lot of money on Mudryk, haven't we? So I didn't tell us to sign Mudryk. I didn't tell us to sign Madueke, but we signed him now. So you have to realign your squad building. You can't sign these two wingers and still keep all the other wingers. It doesn't work like that. So yes, he had to leave, and that's why he's playing for Nottingham Forest. You know, and if we're going to play to that level, then maybe we could have given him a chance. But I don't expect us to finish in the same position as Nottingham Forest this season. Otherwise, something's gone very wrong. We have other players to develop now. We don't have time to try and develop Hudson-Odoi any longer. If you haven't noticed, 60 minutes gone nearly. It's a messy game. It's saying you should aspire to be like Nottingham Forest. Mad. Here's Tomori. This game's missing a little bit of drama. "60 minutes, no drama in this game." They are, yes, they are, potentially. But it's easy to say Hudson-Odoi is better than the players we have But when he was here, no one was saying that. So when he was on loan at Bayer Leverkusen with 1 goal and 1 assist and no goals, nobody was saying that. So it's all just, this guy's not good when he's here, and then when he leaves, he's good. And then the next guy that comes here is not good, and then when he leaves, he's good. I'm tired of it. Truth is, there just isn't much to separate these players. We just need to sort ourselves out. We are the common denominator here. Mudryk leaves, Madueke leaves, goes to different places, different systems. They probably thrive again. It's just, it's common and it's clear that it's us every single time. So we need to fix us. That's what we need to do. Is Pulisic going to come on? No, not yet. Why is that the case? Because we never have any sort of stability. We always are changing every single season. And young players do not thrive in situations where there is constant change and upheaval. This team and this club has gone through a takeover. They've gone through about, how many managers has Hudson-Odoi had since he broke through? Because he had Sarri. And Sarri believed in him, but wanted to ease him into the team. Then Sarri leaves. So a different manager comes in. And funnily enough, Frank Lampard didn't actually really want to use Hudson-Odoi as much as we thought he would. I remember many times Frank Lampard leaving Hudson-Odoi out of the team for Mason Mount on the wing. That's his idea. That's his idea. So this is what happens. You keep changing over and over again. This is what happens. The blueprint changes every single preseason. There's a different plan every preseason. And everybody has to start from zero every preseason. And anything that was accumulated from the summer before or the season before means nothing. Lewis Hall, prime example of that. So, and yeah, this guy had a massive injury, lost all of his explosive part of his game, and his finishing was never, despite what you saw last night, never that level. And we needed people that could finish in our forward line. We need goals. So Almiron and Wilson are coming in. Almiron and Wilson are coming in. 62 minutes in. Goalkeeper's going to clear. Pope. $63 minutes. Let's see. Plays it inside. Here is. Oh, lovely. Finish. Oh dear, this AC Milan team are also equally as frustrating as Newcastle. The amount of times they get forward, they can't seem to take any of their chances. Deja vu, man. Deja vu. Deja vu. Deja vu, man. Jarring. Here come Newcastle. Almiron. He might actually, do you know what? Almiron will probably give a little bit of something to this team. He'll bring a bit of intensity, a bit of energy, close control, get past players. Something that Murphy just was not doing on that right-hand side at all. So hopefully, anyway, I say that in hope, he can rediscover the form that he showed last season in patches. Might bring a bit of something to this team. Bit of invention. Here he is. Yeah, there's loads of space. Drive into it. He's getting loads of touches on the ball, Almiron, in this moment. I wish he would. Yeah, he's laid it off now. It does feel like that, yeah. If AC Milan don't win, this is embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, listen, they should be winning this game. I can't lie to you. The way that the game's panned out, the amount of opportunities they've had, they should be winning this game. They've missed some serious opportunities. Some of the chances they've missed, they might regret. And listen, Newcastle might nick it, you know. They don't deserve to win by all accounts, but they might nick it. They might actually nick it because they got Callum Wilson and he's a fox in the box. If anything falls to him, he gobbles it up. So tomorrow he was to get rash and give away a penalty or something, you never know. Got to be careful. You got to be careful. It's not over until it's over. It really isn't over until it's over, man. So let's see. Because I wouldn't be surprised anymore. The way this game is going, I wouldn't be surprised if they nick it, if the chance was to fall to them. I don't think that AC Milan defense is particularly anything special either. 66 minutes gone. I remember last season we absolutely cakewalked through that AC Milan defense, and I don't know. And we all know how bad we were last season. Right side. They did have some injuries, though, to be fair. Here's Tomori. Out for a goal kick. Faith is growing as time's going on. Look at the XG. Bro, I don't even want to look at the XG because I know if I look at the XG, I know Newcastle's is nothing above 0.50. I know that. And I know AC Milan's is minimum 2. Oh, it's not. Okay. Well, Newcastle's is horrendous. Expected goals for AC Milan's 1.72. Newcastle's 0.18. Jesus. Yeah, man. They're not. Like I said, they've not had a shot on target. Some of the shots that they have had have been from distance. It's been mad. Here's Burn. Champions League debut, yeah? For the first time in a long time. Timo Werner still can't get any minutes. Jesus, this game is nasty. Here's Theo Hernandez, right side of Newcastle's defense. Leao now. Oh, Theo was there. Just probing AC Milan. Theo again. Theo Hernandez clips it in. Straight at the keeper. Oh, damn. Here's Isak. I kind of want Newcastle to score next. Just to punish AC Milan for all the chances they missed. Pulisic's on as well. Referees on a madness. These referees actually tapped, you know. You can see it in their eyes. It's like they're in some sort of conflict. Every minute I see their faces, just so animated. Yeah, the quality of the game has got progressively worse. It has. It's the first half was actually pretty decent, you know. AC Milan created quite a lot of opportunities. They broke through Newcastle often. And but for some great saves from Nick Pope and some poor finishing, they would have been 1 or 2-0 up. But the second half, I can't say the same thing. Pope's been a non-entity in that goal. He hasn't had to do anything. And here's Loftus-Cheek on the right. I barely spoke about Loftus-Cheek in this second half, if at all. But he does get the cross in. Pope again. Pope is on top of things, man. He's calling the shots right now. He's running the show back there. It's like they're scared of him. His frame, he's dominant, good shot stopper. He's all over this. Here's the right hand side. There's loads of space. Loads of space. Isak. Not a free kick. Referee's not interested. Now AC Milan have an opportunity to counter, and this is probably the right hand side. Loftus-Cheek's pulled up with an injury. Fuck's sake. He's going to shoot with another low XG opportunity instead of passing out to the left-hand side. Jesus. Loftus-Cheek's gone down injured. They really would have needed him to make that run on the right. They had a great opportunity in the counter, but unfortunately, he was pulled up with a hamstring, and now he's on the floor. He's going to be taken off. He's going to be taken off. Another injury. A lot of these players were sold for a reason, for sure. And the only regret I have from the summer of sales is Lewis Hall, because we didn't fully unlock or see what he could have become. You know, we only saw glimpses, and the glimpses that we saw were good at left wing back in particular. So that one, it feels like we sold too early. But we did what we did. Everybody else, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Cover, you know what? Cover's the one where I would have liked to have kept, but he also struggled with injuries as well, and he didn't want to be here. So even though I rate Cover really highly, and I knew Cover would do really well at Manchester City, similar to Billy Gilmore, exactly. But if Cover doesn't want to be here, I'm not going to beg Cover to stay. You know what I mean? And Cover's not of a level where I'm going to, you know, shit my pants. Like, Cover is replaceable. It's just a shame that he didn't want to stay, because it would have been nice to have somebody out of Jorginho, Kante, Cover, you know, just to hand over the baton, so to speak. But we did what we did, and I'm happy with our midfield rebuild. You know, I still thought Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo is a brilliant rebuild, but obviously, you know, it would be good to see them together for a sustained amount of time. They got to actually stay away from injuries. So, you know, before we can get too excited. Leslie was really good against Bournemouth, I felt, as well. Andre Santos was really impressive in pre-season. He's now on loan. So I'm happy with the midfield rebuild. I'm happy with it. And it did need to be done. If Cover doesn't want to be here, which he doesn't, and I'm not going to beg him to stay. That's not going to happen. Not going to do that. Not going to do that. And he was having a whole heap of injury issues. He was... towards the end of his Chelsea career, he was basically just as injury prone as Kante was. So, yeah. Not really too bothered. Dead game. 72 minutes gone. I'd say he's a better ball carrier than all of our midfielders. He's not a better tackler, not a better passer, not really a better shooter either. So Leao headed over the bar. Enzo Fernandez would have cooked at Manchester City. Caicedo would have cooked at Manchester City. Lavia would have cooked at Manchester City. So, you know, like I said, environments. We can do this all day. We can do this all day. All three of those players I just mentioned will cook at Manchester City. Absolutely cook. No one can tell me otherwise. They would have cooked. So, yeah, they would. He's not a controller, bro. He ain't really a controller. I'm not gonna lie to you, he's not really a controller. Cover didn't really control games for us. He weren't really a controller. Jorginho controls. Cover's press resistant, and you can play it into him. I wouldn't say he dictates the tempo of a game at all. I wouldn't say that. Oh, right side. Go on. Oh, jeez. Oh my days. Yeah, but if Enzo goes to Manchester City, do you think Enzo can't control games? Do you think Enzo can't dictate the tempo of games? Come on, man. Do you watch Enzo? What? Tell me about what you see in Enzo that makes you think he can't run a game, because he run the game against Liverpool in the second half at the Bridge. You think Enzo at Man City's not controlling games? Come on, man. Let's not be silly, man. 15 minutes to go. let's not be silly now. Shot blocked again. Shot blocked again. Yo, this is peak. This is peak. These Newcastle are defending for their lives. Defending for their lives. Damn. Do you know what? They might actually get out of here. They actually might make it. Honestly, they might actually make it. They might make it. Bro, Cover was lazy last season as well. Trust me. He was lazy last season. Plenty of games past us. Cover looked like he don't care no more. It's all about what's going on at the time. But depends what game you're watching. There's been many a game where Enzo's worked his arse off this season. And then some games he doesn't look as good. But oh, he's brilliant against Liverpool. Worked his arse off that game. I'll tell you that. Here's Leao. You can do it against Liverpool. You can do it against most teams, you know. Leipzig are 2-1 up. Ball in, cleared. $77 minutes gone. Left side. Crossed in. Here's Tomori. Reverse pass. I swear if they don't get a goal, they're going to be kicking themselves. Cross comes in. A shot. Oh. If Newcastle get out of here with a 0-0, I don't know. I really don't know. It's mad. Everything doesn't reach him. Blocked. Newcastle defending for their lives. They really want this. You have to commend them. They're coming in on a job, and they're getting the job done so far. They're getting the job done. Any means necessary. They don't care. They're getting the job done. $12 minutes to go. Big Mike is injured. Jesus. Was he not injured last season as well? First ever injury-prone keeper. I think he was injured last season as well. Imagine if we got him. Yo. Everybody we want probably will be picking up injuries, bro. I'm telling you. Can you imagine if we had an injury-prone goalkeeper as well? Oh, my days, man. Do you know what? Yeah, this sport scares me, you know. The sport actually scares me. This sport scares me. Scares me. Imagine us getting gas. We sign a goalkeeper at 80 million. We're like, yes, problem solved. find out he's injury prone or something like that. Comes off. Mad. Ay. Oh dear, man. I don't even know who the goalkeeper is coming on, but hey, let's see. Still on the bench, Werner, yeah. 10 minutes to go. I don't know if he's been playing in the Bundesliga or if he's been on the bench the whole season. I don't know. I've not been watching Leipzig, so. We've got 10 minutes to go. Sporticus has come on. Yeah. Spartacus. That brother from Lazy Town is in goal. It's a madness. Look at his counter-attack. I swear if Newcastle don't even try, they don't commit nobody. Nobody bombing forward. No one even wants to get forward. They're like, nah. I would like to get forward and help you on this counter-attack and contribute. But if we lose the ball, I'm not going to be in the position. I need to be defensively. So I'm going to let you run on your own in that one. These guys are afraid to pass the halfway line. They are afraid to pass the halfway line. Set piece, probably the only thing we could look at that they might get something goal-wise because they got a lot of guys they can put up there. Saar, Botman, Byrne, Bruno, Tonali. Ball comes in. Even then, not testing the keeper. It's going to take a set piece for Newcastle to do something significant, man. It's going to take a set piece. It's going to take a set piece, people. Eight minutes to go. Right side. Ball in. Cleared again. Do you know what I want? And it might be devious, but I want Newcastle to score a late winner. I don't know if anybody's catching the vibe, but I want Newcastle to score a late winner. I just think it would be funny. I want the ultimate Diego Simeone moment for Eddie Howe. I want that ultimate shithousery, full black suit, nobody's business. That's the type of moment. And I want the Geordies doing a madness in their corner of the ground as well. Just drinking beer off each other's belly buttons. I want a whole lot. People are telling me no. Eddie Howe's not that guy. Well, he's having that kind of game. He's having that kind of game. You're telling me he's not that kind of guy. But listen, I want Jason Tyndall, yeah, doing a fucking Mourinho in the center circle like he's away at Barcelona for Inter Milan, doing this. That's what I want. I'm not gonna lie, that's what I want. It's evil, but I want to see what that looks like. Oh, your monologue won me over. Your monologue won me over. Jason Tyndall's knee sliding down the touchline with Eddie Howe doing the Diego Simeone celebration with all the Geordies fucking bouncing in their corner to stay. I love it. I'd love it. Lewis Hall banger. Oh, don't even. If Lewis Hall was to score a late winner, Chelsea Twitter would implode. So I'd rather actually it be someone else. Because if he scores, it's an implosion on Chelsea Twitter. So let it be like Callum Wilson or something. Do you know what I mean? Someone we expect. Lewis Hall would become my problem or our problem. I don't want no problems tonight. I don't want no problems. Liao turns, tackled again. Right side. Cross is going to come in. Caught by the keeper. Pope again. Man the match. If they get out here with 0-0, Nick Pope's man the match. Yeah, he's on the bench, Lewis Hall, yeah. Both the Cobham brothers are on the bench. I don't ever see them coming on. PSG are putting 4 past Dortmund. What's their team? Let's take a look. PSG's lineup must be out. Muani, Mbappe, Dembele front three. Yeah. Could get long. Oh, right side. Oh, it's not going to be their night. It's not going to be AC Milan's night. I've seen this before. And even Isak's having a bit of a stinker, you know. Every time the ball gets to him now, he's not holding it up. Yeah, it's not going to be AC Milan's night. This is either a shithousery moment for Newcastle or it's a 0-0. Because AC Milan just it's like they're in their own heads. Here they come, mate. Newcastle. Oh, why this decision making? Fucking hell! Who is telling these players to do these things that they're doing for Newcastle? It's just every time they cross the halfway line, they just do something stupid. I just don't understand. Every time Newcastle cross the halfway line today, they do something stupid. It's just so tiring. I'm exhausted with the foolishness. Just do the simple things. Play to players in space. I just don't understand. Play the simple passes until you get to the final third. At least they're not even getting to the final third. They're killing their own attacks before they even start. Almiron, please, you're the only person I can trust now. Plays down the right. He has no support. Deflected straight at the keeper. It's just shocking. Honestly, it's just shocking. Giroud getting the ball to Liao. Get in the box. Oh, he's going to take a shot straight at the keeper. Yo, it's not AC Milan's night today, man. Everything's going straight down the middle. Nick Pope is catching their shots. He's laughing at them. Here's Almiron. I need Almiron to rise, man. Please. You're the only person I'm looking at right now in this Newcastle team that could do something. Get in the half space and get the ball, bro. You came off the bench. Don't be telling me you're tired. Did you lot just see that pass? Nah, these lot are taking a piss. These lot are taking a piss. I did an hour of build-up for you lot, you know, before this game kicked off. And these Newcastle players taking a piss. Did you see what they just did? They just picked the ball out of play. These lot are taking a piss. These lot are taking the piss out of my life, man. My God. Can't even... This is what they did at Etihad. Not stringing... I'm not asking you to be expansive. I'm not asking you to play the beautiful game, but you can string 2-3 passes together. You could do that. You can do that. Jesus Christ. This is how it's going to be. Bloody hell. At least have some sort of counter-attack. I'm not asking you to do anything miraculous. Just keep the ball for, you know, fuck. Man, do you know what? I might have to be completely... I might have to go the other way. That pass has really hurt me, you know. I might have to go the other way with this and say that I hope AC Milan score. Because that pass has really hurt my heart. I'm telling you. That pass has really, really pissed me off. There's no need for it. I can't even enjoy the non-Chelsea games. I'm trying to enjoy. I'm trying to escape my own troubles and they're coming in here and bringing me more. I get it. I said that from the get-go. I get the game plan. Murphy, long staff, low block, get a point. I get it. But play some passes. Oh, damn. These guys are crazy. I was thinking 1-1, yeah. I was thinking 1-1, maybe a draw, but long throw's going to come in. Long throw. Headed away. It's like off after a stinker, yeah. Yeah, wasn't great. Ball in. Ball in, Theo. Play in. Tomori. 5 minutes of added on time. Pulisic. Over the bar. Not Pulisic, sorry. Over the bar anyway from 14. Yeah, it's a big point for Newcastle. It is a big point. They are the new shithouses of England. We found our new shithouses. I never thought Eddie Howe was like this, but this is a different side to him. This guy will shithouse if he has to. Look at Jason Still. Look at Jason Tyndall. This guy is on the edge of the box. He is really loving the UEFA ruling for technical box look, because in the Premier League he can't. He's not allowed to stand up in the Premier League. But in the Champions League, this guy can go back to being on the edge of his technical box. Ball in the box. If they get this late winner, I swear, it will be a madness. You get it though. Like, I would never say that with Leao on the break, Chukwueze on the break, these guys should play a high line, and of course not. But 3 passes, we ask you to string together. It's like not pass the ball out of play. They just did it again. It's like it's just crazy. Bruno Guimaraes passing it out of play. It's just mad. It's just mad. Ball in. It's just mad. 3-1 Leipzig. Yeah, they are like this against big teams. They are. They go dark. Sesko, yeah, with the goal. Wilson. This is going to end 0-0. Amron. Jeez, fucking hell. This is a shambles, man. Shambles of a football match. Second half. Absolute shambles of a football match. Awful. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know for Newcastle when they go to PSG. I might have to not be there. I don't know if I want to be there. When Newcastle go to PSG, I don't know if I want to be there at all. I will be there because it's Mbappe, but I don't know. It's mad. I need them to score a late winner to give me something. I just want someone to score. Almiron, please. Please, Almiron. Almiron, please. Yes, go on. Can you imagine if that went in? Oh my God. It was too central. If that was in one of the corners, it's in the goal. If he takes that shot and it's going in one of the corners, it's a goal. It's a goal. Without doubt, it's a goal. Because he's hit that with so much power that if he's picking if he's gone a little bit to one of those, it's over. It's over. It's only because it was straight at the keeper. That's the only reason why he's got that one. Imagine if that had gone in. Wow. Wow. Scenes. Absolute scenes. I think this is last chance now, corner. This is very much last chance. This is last chance. So make it count. Trippier with the corner. Ball in. Over. And it is going to be another corner, is it? I don't know. Ball in the box. Keeper touched it. So that should be another corner. Unless it's going to blow for the final whistle. Yeah, final whistle, isn't it? Yeah, listen, full time. No, I'm not doing the PSG game. I'm not. Yeah. What can I say? What can I say? I can't say anything. It's finished 0-0. Yeah, that was not enjoyable. But it is what it is. We are going to learn. We're going to learn quickly, people, what Newcastle are capable of away from home against big teams. We're going to learn. We're going to learn, and we're going to learn fast. We're going to learn, and we're going to learn fast. Yeah, we're going to learn fast. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up. It's been peak. Been peak for us, but listen, we got through that. So I didn't do nothing. That's on them. That's on them. My team, we create chances and then we miss them. Newcastle didn't even create. They forgot the first step. So it is what it is. But anyway, guys, big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace. Nasty team.